sir. Yes, sir. Sunday. The realm is outside. Canada's best 100. Salute to the gods. Salute to the gods, no doubt. You already know Gerald Mack up early on that Sunday. I see the video, brother. I appreciate you. Salute. Bungie, Wagwan ILP. What's going on? You done know. Nico Hunt, gang. Boozy the Clown, kicking the door, waving the PS4. Yo, you wildin'. Jigga J got the little man going on right now. Salute. You know what I mean? Max. Okay, let's go Heat. All right. Miami in the building. Jimmy Butler. I know Jimmy Butler. Let me know what's up with that. Nico, Xbox in Japan. Now's the time to bring back Scale Battle. Oh, y'all going extra. X
Only was that simple.
I know, right? Little man, my main boy. All right. Bearded Panties outside. Lillian Master. Yay, ILP today. John Wolf. What up, Cog? And the rest of the Lords looking forward to the fight. Shout out to John Wolf. Salute. I got a chance to watch your podcast. See you want to get joints. I see you moving out there, the Wolf. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Good content. AKW, salute. Levels are good. Thank you. Always checking it out. Awful Grim Bones. Good afternoon. Aurora Wolf, I see you. What else we got? So yeah, we're gonna get everybody in the room. We're gonna see what's going on. Oh, Golf Bones is home today. All right. He home today. All right. Black Truth, what's going on? What's good? KL3, salute. Everything good on a Sunday. I see y'all rocking with us. That's what's up. We're gonna get everybody in here and talk to the people, man.
What's going on, guys? I'm hearing an echo. Let me mute that. It's been a long man. I just woke up like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you looking too comfortable in this chair. I miss the old days.
Oh, you missed the old days, so you missed me in pain. I don't know. I thought we were friends. What's going on here? Like,
need to be
man, putting up friend applications. Man. I'm putting it up on YouTube.
The old chair was funny as hell. The addict sounding good. That is good. We are happy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what's up with King. Spoke to him last night. I know he did the show. Let's see what's going on with him. And Saul should be pulling up in the 11th hour. What up?
You know what I planned on doing? I planned on like sitting in the wooden chair at the beginning of the podcast and just like kicking it off the screen.
Do like a
but then I was like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of introduction with that. So, yo, we will be back. We will wait for the King. We will wait for Saul. Just the Lord's old school. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we have a surprise. We may, but no guarantees. I'm looking forward to talking to my brothers anyway. So I will talk to y'all, get y'all with these Dallas bars.
Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So look, y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal, and haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment, they call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter but I'm anti-social. Love my city but I'm still bi-coastal. I got let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do
Don't
here.
stop. No, that was dope.
I'm just keep
that going. No, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So, look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. Let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do
Don't
here.
stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that
super
going. Keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So, look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. Let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do
Don't
here.
stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm just
Keep
super
that going. Keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So, look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. Let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do
Don't
here.
stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that
super
going. Keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. I got nah, let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do?
Don't stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that
super
going. Keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Whew. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. I got nah, let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do?
Don't stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that
super
going. Keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Whew. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. I got nah, let's switch that up.
What is you
What I
doing?
wanna do?
Don't stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that
super
going. Keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Whew. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So, look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't wanna be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they wanna compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. I got... Nah, let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do?
Don't stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that,
sick of
keep
this.
that, keep that going, keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gon' hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. That's... Whew. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So, look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't wanna be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they wanna compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. I got... Nah, let's switch that up.
What is you
What I
doing?
wanna do?
Don't stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that,
sick of
keep
this.
that, keep that going, keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gon' hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. That's... Whew. Let's do that again. Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So, look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't wanna be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they wanna compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment. They call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. I got... Nah, let's switch that up.
What is you
What I
doing?
wanna do?
Don't stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that,
sick of
keep
this.
that, keep that going, keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gon' hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. That's... Whew.
And we are live. Iron Lord Podcast. LordCognito here talking about the latest with Advanced GG. There's a lot of things going on with the new product line. Let's get right to it. So we got that focus line, y'all. This is that standard. This is what we use right now. Kind of our caffeine substitute. And what we usually do right now when we're gaming, we don't use coffee anymore. We're utilizing its focus. On deck number 2, you already know this is my favorite right here, the energy line. You already know, birthday cake, one of my absolute favorites. Completely delicious. This is a pre-workout equivalent. And also doesn't use beta alanine, so you don't get the jitters and stuff like that. So it's really good for that. And then the new, we got that hydration line, y'all. This is really good for people who don't like caffeine, who want an electrolyte substitute, and it is really sugar-free, absolutely delicious. So you got your 3 choices. Once again, you know Cog Lover is sour. You already know, and we're doing this right now. So go get yourself to advancedgg.com. Use code IronLord on the checkout. This is something I use all the time. We got to support AdvancedGG. Great products if you want to get your workout on. Even if you don't work out, you're just gaming, you need that focus. And again, the hydration line for those who don't want caffeine, no sugar, electrolytes, you're good to go. LordCognito here, Iron Lord Podcast. Peace.
I'ma just chill and watch them and eat snacks in the attic. I wanted to chill with the pack and be like a young wolf, but then they would mistake me for addict. If I can imagine it's cool to give you some advice, then invite your girl to your squadron. Cause if you don't give her that option, you gon' be single player like Sovereign. You gon' get tossed in the bushes by King David. Royalty and not a pretender. Detrimental to an elemental, what's an avatar to a knee bender. I gotta be me though. I know it's my destiny, word to Cognito. Who cares if you fly, if you still a mosquito? You swear you ain't stuntin', but really be Steve-O. You like to collect stuff and that's cool, but I got bad news. Even if you really was that dude, King David still be the king of the statues. Since a juvenile, I've been cursed with a curse to be musical. And if you hate it, we'll meet in the crucible. Other than that, then it's cool and it's beautiful. We let you know that your dreams are pursuable. Whatever you wanna do, then it's doable. If you got work on a Sunday, it's suitable. Cause you can listen to this in your cubicle on the Lord's Day. Woo. If you got work on a Sunday, it's suitable. Cause you can listen to this in your cubicle on the Lord's Day.
All right. Let's test some levels real quick. Mike
Yeah,
Jackson.
let me see if I'm right.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get the suave in there.
Man, wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, we good. I'm seeing levels and all that. Hear ye, and we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords Podcast, LLC, and also live on lordsofgaming.net. Episode number 258. It's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. And today, I forgot to put the topics into this discussion.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a freestyle off the rip.
It's here. We have it here. We got XboxSeriesS wins
Oh,
Japan.
oh.
PSPlus lineup reveal.
Oh.
EA wants out.
Yeah.
And Bungie and censorship to talk
Ooh,
about.
I was so happy we didn't have a guest. I forgot to say what I was going to talk about.
That's a spicy take. Ooh,
Woo! Unprofessionalism. Let's go. So salute to Saul for the save. So let's introduce.
It's here, man. It's okay.
Just us. It's just us. Let's introduce the 4 horsemen of gaming. Those
We
original.
row here. We wouldn't have cared if there's a guest either. You just
It's got
Don't look
to
at
happen.
that.
I'm like, I stay on my Jaffe notes up. I'm like, yeah, this is wrong.
You pulled them up right like, what? This is last
I'm blaming Jaffe.
Just start introing Jaffe again.
Introducing. They still do the old episode, yo. That's hilarious. So let's introduce the 4 horsemen of gaming. Those original lords of the realm here.
Thing I ever had to an intro.
You're ridiculous. My co-host with the co-host, who's ridiculous. My brother from another mother, who's ridiculous. The difficult game conqueror, lord of his own world, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict. How we doing of the Addict Show?
Doing pretty good. I would be exhausted if it wasn't for this little focus stuff here right now.
You got that sour.
Yeah,
Put that
it's
up.
actually, it's you know,
Hold on.
I will say
show
this
him how you
focus.
show you how you spit, how you work that powder. Go ahead, just show. Put it to the
Shit,
screen.
what's the
Put
flavor?
it to the, put the flavor up.
It looked like it says
But with,
squirt.
no, turn to the side.
Oh,
Yeah, he
no.
got that sour side. Let's
And,
go. Let's talk about it. Advanced
you
GG right
put
now.
This stuff, yeah, Advanced GG. You put
Mhm.
this, you put
We
this
do.
stuff in you,
Sour,
man.
That's how
Yeah,
we, how we mix
add
it.
You use
Add
this
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
You use this stuff.
Hey, we don't do that. We don't.
You be up for days, man.
So how
Like, I
that-
don't even know what day it is.
how that-
Like,
how
I've
that-
been up.
How it's been working for you, bro? You know what I'm saying? How's it moving for
It's
you?
good. What day is it? Man, I'm gonna have to buy some more because I ate 9 scoops yesterday. Let's go.
Damn,
Eight,
listen,
nine scoops.
how did I know he was gonna abuse this? I knew this.
His name is Lord Haddock.
It's definitely a good product. You know, what it does. I don't really have a whole lot of hold on, I have to mute that.
Yeah.
A lot of experience with stuff like that, but it does keep me it like when you take like certain like things that keep you up like 5-hour energy.
Yeah.
Like I've always noticed like there's like a huge crash at the end. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But like I don't really feel it with this stuff. It just feels like it just naturally keeps me up a little longer, and like I don't feel like repercussions, like my body's
Yeah.
rejecting it afterwards.
You
That's the
just gonna
thing.
fall asleep. That's the side effects. It's
Mhm.
up forever.
Yeah, forever.
No, but it's true though, right? It's true. Like you
All
don't,
right,
you don't feel
yeah, I get that, man. I'll be right back.
it. I'm done. You're ridiculous.
Out of it.
Anyway, what you been playing, sir?
I've actually jumped back on Destiny. You know, Key Forte calls me the do my homework at the last minute person.
Always.
So what's funny is I was level like 15 or 20 in my season rank,
Mhm.
and I'm like level 75 or 76 now.
Oh yeah, I paid for that season. I didn't even get everything out of it.
Yeah, so go
I
in
know,
on
I know.
Tuesday.
Wow.
You know what's
Tomorrow?
funny?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, the next day after tomorrow.
Oh, you know, we do have a Monday. So
Yeah,
ready.
we
I'm
got
always
Y'all know
one
that
of those.
focus.
The thing that I always like from the season pass is like the ornaments.
Yeah.
I've never really cared about the emote, but there's this wing emote where like you fly in the air with these wings,
Yeah, I see
and I'm
that
like,
thing.
and I'm looking at that, I'm like, I want that. I want to fly. I want to fly. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing currently. I will. You know, let me get.
Oh, we got the new.
Let's
Oh, we
go.
really. We need a bag, man. Shout out
I
to
got
Secret
the-
Labs. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
Yeah.
up.
Got that midnight black.
That midnight black. Oh, we raising on them. Okay, we
Uh-oh.
spinning. We spinning.
on 'em?
Look
It's
at the
spinning,
wheels.
baby. It's
Spin,
spinning.
baby. It's spin. That's what I'm
You
talking
know
about
what's
right
crazy? This is a magnet. Like, I've
there.
never seen that.
So
Wow.
we not going back to the
So-
wood
so-
chair
so-
no more.
so
We
your
not gonna
name
take it
is-
back to the essence.
Oh
No,
no,
we
no
gonna
more
take
wicked chairs.
we not gonna take
Look,
it to the
man.
essence no more.
Why hangers?
I will
Mr.
go
Wood
back
Chair
to-
Addict.
I will go back to the wooden chair when I'm streaming Tetris.
Keep it to the essence. So that's been it.
Because if I'm in pain, I might as well be physically in pain too. So.
Mhm. And one last thing, didn't you review a game this week?
Yeah, I reviewed Doman. It's out for all the consoles.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys checked it out. It's kind of like a Demon Souls. I would say like the speed's a little bit more on like Demons, like Dark Souls and Demon Souls. Like it's a little bit slow. It might be a little bit slower than those games, but what I like about it is it's got really good boss mechanics. Now, you know, it's got a little bit of Dead Space vibes to it, like
Okay.
Yep.
especially like when you're aiming down sights, it feels real Dead Space-ish. And what's funny is like the suits kind of look like the suits that Isaac wears in Dead Space 2.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I forgot to mention in the review, because I had like a 5-page notes on the game, but I don't know why, but I wanted the aesthetics in Dead Space. The farther you go and the more upgrades, the suit changes. It looks different.
Yeah.
And I kind of would have liked that to have happened in that game, where like you get to actually change the suit.
Wait, but did they let you customize in the beginning when we was
They
doing
let
the
you
demo?
make it different
Okay.
colors, and that's pretty much all. Like,
That's the extent of it.
there is one suit where you can look like Iron Man, like you literally look like Iron Man, like the gold plating and everything.
All that.
Maybe a little bit different than Iron Man, but it's similarly looks the same. It was a fun game. Now, obviously, you guys go check out the review. That's up on the website.
Kicking you.
We have a website.
I got to get my focus. I'm out here with the competitors.
Oh no, we ain't doing that. Cover
we
that.
ain't showing it. We ain't showing it.
I didn't think about it. I should have mixed some of that sour into my
Yeah,
water.
whoa, that's what I'm talking about, man. No doubt.
We have a review out too for the website, so definitely go to lordsgaming.net and check out that review. It's been a pretty chill week. One thing I will say is I'm gonna cancel my Game Pass subscription service.
Oh, you announcing it? Are you letting the world know?
Yeah, I'm announcing it, man. I'm screaming. I'm top of it.
The FTC's on you? I just want to make sure because I heard the FTC making people do that.
Man, they know better.
I just want to make sure. All right, no doubt. And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the single solo player gamer who lives with a single player experience, and also the Sobstradamus, the Lord of Clarity and Lord Patron of the Iron Bank. Sorry, the chat is throwing mad chairs in there, distracting me. Lord Sarvin, how we doing, sir?
Chilling, man. I'm doing good. As always, I'm not even living up to my moniker, man. I don't have time to play a damn thing.
No, you still moving.
Yeah. So what I've been doing is actually a lot of audiobooks, right? So at least that keeps me occupied or whatnot. So this was actually going to be my topic, but I'll talk about it a little bit now. I went through Reggie's book.
Okay.
Disrupting the game. I forgot from the Bronx something and back, whatever.
He's from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Boogie there.
Yeah.
You know I really love.
He's Haitian.
He's Haitian. South Passe.
South Passe. I don't know half Haitian. Okay.
And it's a really interesting book because Reggie really did come in at a time from Nintendo where they needed to change the message. Yep. Well, they might have been a rap and it was like it was just this perfect storm of this dude that came in and wasn't afraid to challenge kind of the iron grip that Nintendo of Japan really had over the messaging at Nintendo. Right. And he talks a lot about his entire career, right? He started at Procter & Gamble after college and whatnot. And he had, from the very beginning, he was this dude that's like, I have these ideas or whatever. And and the cool thing about the book is that at the end of kind of every chapter, he has something that he calls the so what, right? So the so what means like, hey, okay, so you read all this, what does it mean, right? So it's kind of the lesson that he learned from each thing in his life that has happened to him and how he applies it either to life or to business, right? And it's always these these quotables and stuff that kind of give you direction in terms of business and life,
right?
So at the end of every chapter, he does that. And it's very cool because at the end, what you see is this kind of very rounded picture of who Reggie is, what his ideals are, what his morals are, and how he's carried all of that into every aspect of his life. And I tell you, but the great thing is that it culminates at Nintendo, a company that absolutely needed him at that time. And the things that he managed to do there, pushing back against certain things, do you guys remember, like King, you remember that, when the 3DS came out, the 3DS was like 270, and we were like, why is this thing 270? He fought against that from the beginning. He was like, no, this needs to be $200. And at the end, they had to concede eventually. After, right?
Remember they stopped making the old school clamshell joint.
Right. No, this is 3DS. He was there from the DS days for sure. But in the 3DS, I specifically remember when they came out with that, the idea of 3D. That was the time when the 3D TVs were big. They kind of rode that wave, and they were like, Reggie,
they took that out of there.
Yeah. So it was. Do you remember the ambassador program that if you bought early and you paid that $270 or whatever it was, $290 almost, they gave you 20 free games afterwards because they dropped the price. They dropped the price, I think, less than
that's when
6 months afterwards.
Doing this era. So this is all news to me.
So it was one of them.
He said, "Where my game? What you want, reparations?"
That's what it was. It was reparations.
I'm gonna talk to Reggie when Reggie get on the show. I need my 20 games back, Reggie.
Yeah. So I tell you, so it was just one of those things that he really showed. Like he had a great relationship with Iwata. He had a great relationship with Miyamoto, and that sort of allowed him to sort of the inroads. And the fact of the matter is that he kept proving himself, and the things that he kind of pushed for when they played out in the market, a lot of times he was right. You know, he says he admits though that he was wrong about certain things.
Where he's wrong. Give me one that he was wrong by. He felt he was wrong by.
Oh, what the heck was it?
I wonder
They
what
don't
Reggie
need
was
to
wrong
mix
about.
it up
I
with
think
Microsoft and
I
Sony.
think it was the Wii U thing. You know the crazy thing is,
he's wrong about that.
I think some of the Wii U stuff, there was something in particular. I'm not remembering specifically what it was now, but he
some aspect of
specifically
Wii U.
says he's like, this is what happens when you make. And he says, the so what? So the so what is that I messed up, and because there was one part earlier in his career where he said he knew something was the right thing to do. I think it was when he was working for Pizza Hut, and he went ahead and pushed something and did it without the approval from above, knowing it was the right thing to do.
But still didn't get that
It
approval.
played out well in the market, right? It played out well. It was successful.
But
The problem was that he didn't follow protocol, and he didn't. And one of the big things he says is like, you always have to, when you believe in something really and truly, you have to do the work to bring people to your side.
to your side. No, that's fact. That's
You
fact.
have to have allies.
Reggie's
in
That's
a
a
rogue.
big corporate fact.
Yeah. So
Reggie's
he
a
didn't
rogue.
do that.
He
Yeah.
outside making pizzas they ain't sanctioned.
Yeah.
Unsanctioned
Yo,
pizza.
he outside selling
I'm telling you.
unsanctioned slices.
It was like, I forgot what it was called. It was like some humongous pizza, something that didn't work because it was made differently and it turned out, you know, at the end of the day, it was cheaper or whatever. But what happened was that the end product was like super greasy and not appealing. So it was just one of those things where in the short term, it made the money. In the long term, it kind of messed up. But at the end of the day, he pushed forward with something and kind of just did it without permission.
Yeah, gangster the situation.
And
That's
he
the
was
Bronx
like,
came
yo,
out.
it was
the BX.
successful. It was they made money, but he was like, I was a dead man walking at that point.
Yeah, at that point.
Came in there and said, let me get the Reggie shebang.
Regardless,
Let me get the
regardless,
shebang.
regardless if they made money, they saw Reggie as like a rebel. Like they
Yeah,
can't
like he can't control him. You gotta watch him. He'll push the button or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
So all of those learnings, right? He took with him to Nintendo, and it's like when you see all the stuff, and it's because Reggie's very, you could tell.
A dude
pizza learning.
came to Manhattan and was like, yo, yeah, let me get the Reggie shebang. They was like, what are you talking about? Now up in the Bronx, man, I get the joint with the avocados. And they come in a big petri dish. He said, they do. We don't sell that, sir. I want the petri dish Reggie shebang, man.
I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
Shout out to THX in the chat. That's right. He did not feel Metroid Other M was it did not. In the beginning, they thought this thing with Metroid and with Team Ninja was going to be fantastic. At the end of the day, the product did not live up to that. So, and it's things that, you know, it's your job, you have to promote it, whatever. But at the end of the day, sometimes your heart isn't into certain things. You see certain things.
Yeah.
For me, like it was a great book.
What's the name of it?
It
So everybody
is
knows?
Disrupting the Game. Hold on a second. Disrupting the
cool.
Game. I'll look it up.
Yeah,
But yeah,
check
that
it
was
out.
it. That is fantastic.
No doubt. No
And we
doubt.
can get him on the show to ask him about his slices.
Yeah,
Dude,
we
I
definitely gotta get
would
him.
love to do that because all the people. All right, Reggie only gives like 30-minute, maybe hour interviews depending on the show that you're on, right? But a lot of them ask the questions specifically about things in book, whatever. Obviously, they focus on Nintendo. I want to sit with this man and be like, because there was a part when he talked about kind of a little bit of a beef that he got in with his brother in the BX, right? And he was like,
Ready outside, shoot the five.
Yeah,
Shoot the
you could. Reggie was a big kid, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
he-
yeah, Reggie.
Oh.
Yeah.
All he says in the book is, "Yeah, me and my brother were tough kids." He doesn't elaborate on that.
Yeah, Reggie
But-
was in the boogie down.
He was talking about a moment when, you know, Sunday, he and his brother went down to the bodega to buy the Sunday Daily News, right?
Yes,
For their pops. And they got robbed by a couple of dudes,
Oh,
right?
that's the Bronx.
And in that moment, he was like, "Yo, we're tough kids, but these dudes were bigger than us.
Right.
The smart thing to do was just give them the money."
Stay off of Clay Ave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So their moms came down. And she walked with them like, "Who is it?" Whatever. And then there was a whole big thing where, in front of some other, you know, hard hitting dudes on the street, the mother beefed with them, and the dude was like, "Give them back the money," or whatever. So it kind of taught them a little bit of a lesson about, you know, what the streets were, or whatever. But he did not elaborate on the fact that he and his brother were tough kids.
He ain't going into the
So
definition.
I want to have a conversation with Reggie, like from the beginning to the end. Like that would be fantastic. Because everybody asks, you know, the questions you expect to ask.
Of
you know what I mean?
course. Nah, shout out
He'll
to
be here the whole 4
shout out to Reggie.
That'd be
You know what I'm saying?
fantastic.
No doubt. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the Access
came out.
Ooh.
The prophet of Xbox.
Swami.
King of the statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the fraud alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how we doing, sir?
We doing fantastic. Shout out to David Benavidez and David Lemieux. It's just a case of everybody that came out last night for Combat Talk with the King. Thank you. I appreciate everybody that hung out and, you know, had some of those watermelon martinis that we were for free. Was delicious. 2 fights. Yo, Tiger Woods' son is a beast.
Really?
He goes by the moniker of Gomez.
Okay.
You know, he's from Cuba.
I'm done.
but-
I'm done.
Why is he Tiger Woods?
Go Tiger. Why is he Tiger
I'm
Woods'
not
son?
gonna lie. The dude looked like Tiger Woods. Like
I thought
Fresh.
you was legitly meaning
Nah.
Tiger Woods' son was fighting. Like I was about to
Well,
ask,
we
like, when did he
know-
get into the MMA? When did
Yeah.
he get into boxing? Like,
listen, allegedly Tiger Woods is he
Moving
been
around. He was moving
you
around.
Don't know.
He
He could have
was
been
moving
in Cuba,
around.
but oh boy, looked like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods.
Tiger
He
Woods.
looked just like Tiger Woods. I'm not
Tiger
gonna
Woods.
lie, man.
I like him.
I like it.
Tiger Woods.
Shout out to Peoples Hernandez.
People's Hernandez.
Peoples Hernandez from Shaft.
Everybody was like, "Yo, that dude is really Dominican." No.
Yo, that's what I knew Jeffrey Wright was official.
Yeah, he was official.
I was like, he's the most official DR dude in that job. I was like, yo, that's a Tiger Woo.
So yeah. So that was the fight before the main card, and he was fighting like the boxing version of the Korean zombies. This dude named Kota.
Okay.
It was a wild looking fight. It was dope though. And then we got David Benavidez versus Lemieux, and a big guy versus a good big guy versus a good little guy. The good big guy is always going to win. And you know, he just knocked him out in the 3rd round. Somebody called it last night that it was going to go to 3 rounds. They called it, and it was a dope thing. So I do appreciate everybody that's coming out. What I've been playing,
Yes, sir.
your boy back on Fortnite.
Oh, again. Back.
Yo, Anna brought the season pass. Ooh, wee. I'm out of control. Brought the season pass for Fortnite, but didn't buy it for. Well, I brought it for Destiny, but I ain't play it. So I got to get back on Destiny just to finish up for they closed up the shop on the money that I gave them. But also doing Elden Ring in between.
Okay.
Trek Yomi and
Trek?
It was another game that I was playing, but every time I'm sick and tired of Addict recommendations. Because he'll recommend a really good game. I get distracted, go down this rabbit hole with this really good game, and then boom, I'm done 2-3 hours in. I could have did something else for my 2-3 hours.
What was this game?
so you're mad that I recommend good games?
No, listen, I got no problem with it because he's reviewing everything lately. Every time I pop up, it says Iron Lord's podcast, a new review. I'm like, what is
Yeah,
that?
he is back.
And Attic is out here working as hard as hell. I was watching his stream the other day. His stream was entertaining. It was about Doman, and he was running down the hallway. So he goes to these spiders. There's these eggs on the floor, right? And he goes and he said, well, what we're going to do is first, it was a fire dude down the hallway. He said, we're going to set it off on the fire dude. So he runs down the hallway and set it off on the fire dude, beat the fire dude up. He said, now what we're going to do is we're going to deadly go over here and touch these eggs and bring them out one by one. Well, they wasn't listening to what he was saying. All 3 of the dudes jumped out at him. He's like, I guess I got to fight all 3 of you at once. This stuff was entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining stuff. So anytime Attic is streaming, please go check that stuff out. But other than that, I've been chilling. Can't wait for vacation. I need it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely.
Sure.
We all definitely gonna be taking a little time.
You never go on vacation.
You never go. No doubt. And of course, we have the gaming ninja himself, the Shinobi, LordCognito, spreading that realness in the realm of ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Shout out to Defining Duke. Had a great episode. Miles Dompier was in the building. Shout out to Miles. You know what I'm saying? Just talking that talk and everything that's going on, the aftermath of the crazy week. Yeah, man, good topics. Check it out. It should be up on free 99 on Last Stand Media YouTube. Also, Ultimate. We were talking about PlayStation Plus a little bit what we'll discuss today and how it compares to Game Pass. A little bit of that. That's up on the joint. Shout out to Ty Guy Travis Ebontis. Last word was fire. We have my man Castle Content. Great content creator. Really good, knowledgeable guy. Had some really good discussions there. Talked also about PvP and some other stuff going on there. As far as me, man, finally got back to a little bit of gaming. I finished Trek to Yomi this week, and man, phenomenal job. I mean, it's not perfect. It's definitely got some issues as far as
My only issue is just like the combat, that turn to the side, turn to this side joint. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna. That part ain't gonna be for everybody. And the parrying is weird because it's like. Solve notice, like we parry dudes, like we like that feel, and like it's weird. The timing is like you have to parry a little earlier, and I got it down, but I could see why some people were complaining about it. But when you do it, it's a dance. It's a, you know what I'm saying? And yo, that joint, I'm gonna tell you right now, B, like it threw me off because I was like. You know, typical samurai. You killed my master. You know, I'm like, what story you really gonna have? Yo, the story is fire. I ain't gonna spoil. Yo, the story, and then it take a turn that like, yo, remember this joint? Kid can probably remember this. I'm ashamed to admit it, but there was a Master System game called. It was another samurai joint. It's called Consated.
Consated, of course. Oh
bro,
my God.
that little game as a kid scared the hell out of me. Like, I never had Japanese horror before. I didn't know what Japanese horror is. So I was like, yo, what's going on? These monsters? Oh my God. What is this? Like, the environment made me uncomfortable. Yeah. Like, they got like that, a little spiritual side, a horror side that I didn't see coming. And yo, it's fire. And then they got some decisions you gotta make. Trek the Yomi, super ninja approved, man. I was very impressed with that joint. So yeah, finish that joint, and still doing my MLB The Show joint. Shout out to the best doing.
Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to the free.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Game Pass. I'm keeping my Game Pass subscription. Just let y'all know I'm keeping it for this.
I mean,
hey, check the Yomi. This is a Game Pass.
That's got an uphill battle right now, man.
Yeah. Then we got the injuries.
Talking about Game Pass ain't got that value, even though they got all their value in the early. Wow.
But you ain't hear the FTC's outside. You ain't supposed to say it.
The thing is, if you want to talk about, value in Game Pass, it's value to whoever, has the subscription. It is $10 to $15 a month. If people don't feel like it's value to
absolutely. We're not clouding that. Yeah.
Then go and unsub. Like I do feel like, everyone go on Twitter and vocalize.
Yeah, see, that's my joke. Like, I'm just not that guy. I'm not the guy that got like, hey guys, I'm breaking up with my girl. Like, I'm not that dude. So it's funny to me. That's all. It's like, okay, everybody has to announce this. Okay, cool.
I'm okay with that too, because as we've seen, when Microsoft gets that kind of feedback, that's when they feel
definitely.
Like. When they get that right hook, Microsoft comes back with we're getting the bullies. We're hiring the bullies to come back on the bullies. Like,
so
listen. It's just like people want to voice their concern, voice it, because I love a Microsoft with their back against the wall, because they end up. I feel like every time their back's against the wall, they're willing to spend more money to hit them outside the wall. So I think it's a little weird that you want to cancel right before an event, but it's just like, look, like if you don't feel like it's a value to you, then I don't blame you.
So I think it's a lot of huffing and puffing. That's because how many people, to be honest, if you're paying the $15 a month when there's so many deals you can get out there for buying in bulk, like that's dumb. Like unless your multi-year subscription is run out, you should not be paying a $15 monthly fee for
some
Game
dudes
Pass.
are not financially equipped.
Here we go.
Long haul. So when they
go
to log in,
it
says denied.
I just think it's just one of those things where it's like, look, like Microsoft this year, especially with the Starfield delay and the Redfall delay. As far as like AAA quality games, sure, it's a little lacking. But to be honest with you, like. They haven't really had that all of this year. So it's just like, I feel like Microsoft does good with the AAA stuff, but I feel like the Tunic, the indie games they do
good with the AA and the indie. They killing that. It's the AAA with it.
Are really like, I remember Phoenix Point came into it the other day. So it's just it's like I said, man, go ahead, vocalize your opinion, because I'm hoping Microsoft
don't vocalize it on my timeline, because I don't.
I'm hoping Microsoft sees it, man. That's what I want.
Question: is Evil West Game Pass?
Yes,
it is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is. Hold on one second. I got to turn my radio off.
Yeah, this is the problem with individuals feeling like, oh yeah, I don't know what Starfield was, is or what it's gonna be. I can't miss something I ain't never had, and I don't know what Redfall was, or what it's gonna be. Can't miss it, and I didn't care about it. So when people was like, "Yo, it's a delay," it's a delay. So what? Everybody's like, "What are we gonna do?"
I think what it is, though, King,
no. You know what I don't like, Addict? I don't like people in my DMs like, yeah, what's going on? They messed up my Christmas. Yo, for real, B.
That's a you problem. That's a you problem.
I think
games get delayed every day.
I think what it is, I think this is less about them, well, you know, individuals on Twitter and stuff saying that they're canceling Game Pass, and more about a statement.
Show me the
Yeah, it's a principle. Yeah, it's a principle.
I think
the receipt and don't come back.
I think you're low-key seeing Game Pass, like, not necessarily get boycotted, but it's like, look, I don't like the way that some of these titles have been moving, some of these delays have been hitting. I feel like those were the majority of the value to the service.
Right.
But why do you always have to use another service to attack another service? Like, it's a, like, look, I get it. I do. Like, it's like I said, the only thing that's kind of weird is you would do it before an event. Like, I feel like if you want to make a statement like that, you would do it after this event in June. Because we're damn near 2 weeks away.
Addict, they want to downplay the event. See, a lot of say,
I don't think
this
it's
ain't
that.
really hardcore dudes that's with Xbox. This is not that. All right, this is really the fake dudes. What are y'all gonna do? There's no games. Those are those dudes. Yeah. Oh, you know, because early in the year we got 2 broken games that did come out. And we have a service that's showing up that is half baked. But what are you gonna do? Oh, I feel so bad that the 2 games that you were looking for. Man, if you don't get off my time,
they're going to Lex, dude. Shout out to J-Dub for doctoring documents on Twitter.
It's just the biggest thing you're seeing now right now. I don't think you're seeing people come out saying that they're unsubbing the Game Pass. I think you're just seeing what's what I'm looking for. It's like I said, just like a low key boycott, and it's not even. I wouldn't even say it's a boycott. It's just one of those like, look, because I mean, let's be real here. It wasn't just like last year that Microsoft said they wanted to put a game every 3 or 4 months. They said that years ago. And I think people just got to the point now where it's like, we need to see games. Like,
absolutely. People are tired of waiting. Listen, it just anybody has the right to cancel whatever they have if they're unsatisfied. You know what I'm saying? That's not where I'm going with it. My thing was just like, you know, I just find it funny to publicly have to keep saying something to get some type of. I don't do it. Like, if I'm stopping, then I'm stopping, and that's
it's like I think the reason that's done though is because I don't think these people are canceling the service. I think they're just trying to make a point. Like,
good for them.
Well, show me the receipts, but don't come back.
Anyway,
that's what I'm saying. Stand on your square.
Stand on your square. Is you in or you out?
Like what I started. What I've seen, like, since we've been since Cog made me get Twitter and all this other stuff that I'm interested in, right? I've noticed it was dudes that were green that was like, I'm going over to PlayStation. Right. I don't like what Microsoft is doing.
Yeah, that was different though. Like,
nah. Same fish, different smell. And it's
man.
rotten. Something's rotten in Denmark. And then they come back. Oh man, Xbox is doing so well. I'm back, y'all.
I think the reason that
nobody missed you, nobody cared you left, nobody. Nobody was checking for you.
I think the reason that I consider that different is because that was mainly said by people that didn't want actual better for the Xbox brand. They just wanted to troll the brand. Right. Like, I don't necessarily, like, when I see some of these people on Twitter saying they're canceling the Game Pass, I don't see them hating on the service. I don't see them, you know, wanting the service to, like, where they come out publicly say they want something to be better, but they don't. I generally see people that's like, look, you guys need to do better on how you release games, and until then, I'm gonna have to pull out for a little bit.
That's fine. Do knock yourself out. Do it. Do what you gotta do. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
We won't leave the light on.
Back to what I was saying. So I was playing Check the OV, playing MLB The Show, Game Pass, and then obviously Destiny, get my Guardian games finished up, get my little torches because I gotta get that mug, I gotta get that Royal Iron Lord tankard that they got. So I finished up the platinum joint. Shout out to Forte, shout out to DJ Orals and
platinum.
Yeah, we gotta get the platinum. You know what I'm saying? But What's up? What's up?
We talking about platinum on Xbox. What are you talking about here?
No, I'm talking about the event. You gotta get the platinum medal so that you can qualify.
Scared me here. I
What
thought
you
you
thought?
went blue, boy.
What
Man.
you doing? Oh, you talking about? Oh, you thought I played Destiny on PlayStation? I got a
man.
platinum.
Hey man, hey man.
The nerve of me if I use my crossplay account.
I was about to hit you with the. Now back to you, Jim.
Yo, he's stupid. Anyway, that's been it for me. Oh, shout out to you, King. I did sneak in one of your streams. Rest in peace, Vernon Forrest. Didn't know that when you said that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that. I actually watched a stream that got off and started watching his fights. Remember when he roughed up Shade and he was undefeated?
That was our greatest night. You don't remember? It was me and you. That's the night. That was the night your mom said, because we didn't let people in the house.
Yes, there's like they ain't paid for the pay-per-view.
Me and you paid that $50.
Yes.
And she was like, why are everybody sitting on the stoop and just y'all two in the house? Because they didn't pay.
They didn't pay.
See, this is Game Pass. We had the original Game Pass.
We had boxing Game Pass in the crib. And if you weren't subscribed, you was outside.
They could not partake.
That is true. That is a fact. I watched that. Yeah. And then what happened at it?
This you might like look down on me, but we used to order the UFC pay-per-views and blame it on my mom ordering movies.
Wow.
Like a bunch of like, you know, those movies that's on like HBO and stuff. Like we would blame it on that, like the rent movies that like the movies that just came out of the movie theater. Like why is I remember my stepdad would be like, why is the cable bill like $50 more? I'm like, I don't know. Mom needs to stop renting those
movies. Yo, you savage. You savage. Yeah, we used to do that joint. Shout out to rest in peace, Vernon Forrest. And then shout out Saul. I don't know if you saw the old man was outside.
Yeah, Floyd.
Besides that old man too.
And Silver.
Anderson Silva out here knocking people out with 47 in boxing.
Boy.
Oh my
And they saying that Jake Paul is
he gonna catch them hands.
Yeah, they say like it's supposed to, because I guess he called them out. Yeah. And then since then, Anderson been fighting like 3 or 4 fights, and he looking all right.
I'm gonna tell you this: Jake Paul better stay the hell away from this dude. Like, cause I saw a documentary on him. I watched the documentary on him. We never really got the real good years of Anderson Silva. Yeah. We got the like you know
in Japan and
Man, oh man, this dude is a savant, and it's very good that he hitched his wagon to Floyd, so that you know these older fighters, he's taking them on a world tour. I saw the Sheik in the back room with Floyd in Abu Dhabi. And you know that place was a landfill like a week ago, and he had so much money. He built a whole stadium, and we're gonna do this on the aircraft carrier, and we're gonna fight. And Anderson Silva is getting his money now.
Oh, salute! Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that part. You're right.
He's getting shortchanged so much.
He was the show.
I
remember
10,000 there.
I remember because I that's when I was like
really
big
UFC.
into the MMA thing when like Anderson Silva was on his like 8. It got to the point where we were watching UFC when we didn't even care who he was fighting. We just watching. It's like he was so dominant. We were just watching like we ain't missing the pay-per-view. He would actually lose.
Because it was just like how he gonna beat them this time.
It was literally years of people doubting Anderson Silva and years of that dude knocking people out, doubting Anderson Silva.
I'll be honest, man. I still look at that Weidman knockout. I'm like, I don't know. That was just weird. It seemed very soft. I don't know.
Nah, come on. You got to get Weidman that long.
I don't know, man. I mean, the next time when he broke his leg on
the next time was real. You know what I'm saying? With the Blake broke.
When they fought that third time, it was
the second time.
Kick people with the Gucci flip flops, your legs.
Nice, dude. No, but I know what you mean. The second time with him. But anyway, enough about that. Sorry, you want to get the super chats and then we get into the pre-show stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. So we're gonna start off with a super chat that came in at the last minute last week. So we got THX 1138 with the $5 super chat. MCU post credit tease. I guess he's talking about Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. Okay, so I do want to talk about that for a brief second. We are going to start being a little bit better with you guys when it comes to stuff like that. The problem is when stuff like that airs and we watch like movies, it's so hard to know when all of us are going to watch something or like it's hard to like all of us communicate on that kind of level. And then most of the time, by the time we all watch it, it'll be like a Saturday and the next day's the show.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to try like if 2 of us watch it, we're going to try to just do like as many as of us can.
What
'cause-
Attic is saying is, me and Attic is going to be doing these shows.
Hold on.
I mean,
Wait, hold on.
Listen,
I mean, well,
I'm
we
not
usually watch-
shaming them. I'm not shaming the
But we
other
usually
two.
watch on Saturday.
I'm not shaming the other two because they go on Saturday.
It seems
Me-
like some shame to me, man.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
me-
what it seem like.
Attic and I. See, Attic and I.
I don't like
are
how me and
usually
Saul
the-
getting
the-
cut out of this
Yeah.
situation. Like we the irresponsible members of the group.
Y'all, no,
Forget
see,
work
y'all-
on Friday night. I gotta
Get
go to
that
the
work.
movies.
Yeah, got movies to do.
Look, man, all I know
Here we go.
is if we have to stay up a little later, just a little bit later.
Yeah, I know. You got that sour.
Yeah, you got that sound. I see. What else we got?
Hold on a second. Let me copy paste one more.
But like I said, we me and King are try to, and if the other lords seeing it, then we will do stuff in that. It's just like, look, like, and I
I'm still
wasn't even
with
really
this.
bringing up the other like King is the one making this ridiculous. It's just hard. It's hard for all of us to watch the same thing in the same time
They
frame.
late to the movie.
Anyway, while Saul doing that, I see some merch come in. Shout out. Someone bought that red classic. Got the red classic ILP. Salute. Say something in the comment. Got this. Somebody bought the the Gaming Knights of the Realm hoodie.
Nice.
The Gaming Knights. That's the merch with all of us for real. Somebody got that ILP beanie. He said, Rip Snorter. Oh, yeah, we shouted him out. He said, rock
Beanie
this.
in the summertime. What the hell's going on? with you,
Australia. He said, rock this out at Fan
Oh.
Fest Australia. Love the show, lads. Keep
Nice.
crushing it. There's somebody got.
Take a picture next to that diesel kangaroo.
There's somebody anonymous, say your name. Somebody got the little man hoodie. Okay,
Nice.
somebody just bought that. Now I guess there's
He's
reasons.
out there. Little man is in vogue right now.
Little man's
Now,
outside. We gonna get to
I
that.
will say that when it comes to the merchandise, me and King are working with artists.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're going to be rebranding how we do merchandise.
Yes.
Cool. Yes.
and and once it's gone, you won't be able to get it.
Yeah,
Like
it
the
won't be
last
one of.
time.
We're gonna do like a lot. Oh yeah, except for if King's in charge of that, you'll be able to get an extra 3 or 4.
Oh, you see this? You see this? That's it. And that's why you got to shame them when you can. This is what
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you. Get them while you got them.
Very dope.
Bless you, sir. Bless you,
you.
sir.
Yes,
See, that's
yes.
what happens when you go against me. I make you sneeze.
What else you got, Sean?
All right, so we got hard to find, $2 super chat. Attic could probably build a house in 20 minutes right now. Okay, I don't know what that means.
Wow, that I got that joke, and you're rude, sir.
I didn't even get
that
it.
went over my
I
head.
went
don't
way
know.
over my head.
Homage,
It's just like,
homage,
what
homage,
is he
homage.
talking like? Does white dudes with beards build houses? I kind of,
Homage.
He got that Paul
Homage.
Bunyan thing going. I don't know.
so pretty much like you paid to try to clown me on something that you can't do. Okay, I
I'm
got
done.
you.
I'm
You
done.
can't build a house on fire.
Shout out to Hard to Find. There we go.
Shout out to him.
Taku, $5 super chat. People who had their subs in 2018, 2019, when there was barely anything new at all, and they're talking about they canceling their subs.
I
because
know,
of the
right?
delays. Yeah.
When they had nothing but bare bone, they had 85 games. I'm out of here now when they got 500. I'm out.
I'm done.
There we got Necromancer Zale, $10 super chat. With Microsoft announcing Starfield delay before the show, they had to know there were issues for a while. Question is, with the early announcement, do they have a plan to cover with the time they had? I mean, they're gonna show the game. The game's gonna be shown.
Did they really know
Did they
weeks
really
in
know?
advance?
Yeah.
I don't
I don't know
think.
about that part.
I think it was done at the last minute.
Bill walked in the room and said, "Show me your build." Said, "I don't like your build."
Yeah.
It's delayed.
Yeah, so your veil was in
And
effect.
Ty was like, You see that picture where they're all smiling? That's because
Yeah.
they took the picture before. Phil
Before,
asked about the
yeah.
bill.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, by the way, let me see your build.
No way.
Once we get this show me your build thing going, it would be amazing if Phil
Yeah.
wore those to the show.
We need that show your
That
build
be his
emoji.
shirt Every time he go to each,
Yes. He need to wear it before he go to each Xbox game
So
studio.
they'll be eating, and he's like, even they be eating, he'll be talking to like Bonnie Ross, and he's like, "Yo, Bonnie."
no, he just go
He has
inside the
a-
room and do this.
He has a trench coat, you know what I'm saying? He opens it up.
No
Like-
word.
Yo, King, you gotta
like
get
the
with
Resident
graphic on,
Evil
man.
salesman, like he opens his coat up and be like, "Show me your- what are you selling?"
Show me your build.
Ridiculous. What else you got?
Then we got Flame member for 20
Oh,
bucks.
shout out to
Flame.
Flame,
Shout out to
new
Flame.
assistant editor
Yes,
on Lords
sir.
of Gaming.
Congratulations. sir. Like to see
Promotion.
that. Exactly.
Ooh.
Putting in that work. No
Putting in
doubt.
that work.
Good afternoon, my brothers. I hope everyone is doing great this weekend. I missed the Civil War already, but all good things come to an end, sadly.
Yeah, he's bastard. He's on Twitter looking at people
The
beefing with each
biggest
other.
question, man, if the Xbox Civil War, who's IOP getting drafted into?
I don't know. I am not part of
Better
that.
not call me if I drag you. Better not call me.
Then we got Drawn TJ, $5 per
All
chat.
right, Philly.
Yes, sir. I bet after the Activision deal, Microsoft buys EA.
That'd be wild crazy.
I don't think they'd get away with buying EA.
We gotta talk
I
about
think
it.
they could.
Then we got Hard to Find once again, $5 per chat. You were amped up on the powder addict. Apology accepted.
That's what the powder do.
Man.
Gotta make it
man.
different.
Powder do.
Look. I don't know because you said apology accepted. If you took offense to anything I said, look like I just be joking with these super chats. Like I never intentionally try to upset anyone because it is weird. He put apology accepted. I just want to make sure that I didn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's all
like,
good. It's all good.
like offensive in the thing I said.
Yeah, he's not Cheeks. See, when he got a good chair, he's not Cheeks. Cheeks don't care. Cheeks is out in these streets.
You ain't call that man Cheeks. Moving on. Continue. Continue.
No doubt. I think we are caught up.
All right, so you got the joint? All
Caught
right,
up.
cool.
Yeah, let's go. So let's pay these bills.
Yes,
real quick.
let's do it. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been a
wow,
minute.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bills.
Been a month.
Yeah.
It's been a month. It feels longer though. For whatever
Feel
reason.
longer to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Last
know.
month was long. Last month was long in general.
Yeah. All right. So this $10 gift card giveaway goes to Mason Cochran.
Okay. Shout out to Mason.
Shout out to the government out there, but that's all I got. That's all I got.
Little doubt. Salute. Get that. Get that.
$10.
$10.
$10 make it holla.
All right. Then we have this.
Nothing is making me holler. Man. Nothing's making me
$10.
holler.
Make you holler for $10.
Then we have our $20 gift card giveaway, and that goes to Gamers Play. Shout out to you, sir.
All right, salute Gamers Play, no doubt.
All right,
With
then
that,
we
you
go
get a
on
slice
to
of Reggie shebang.
of the Reggie special.
It's in the PP dish.
Nobody wants to register. But moving on.
The PP dish.
Then we got our Teespring giveaway for the month of May.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
And
get
that
the drip.
goes to
Get the drip.
Eliad Shlomovich.
Oh, I know him.
Yes, sir. What's
Shout out
good,
to
brother?
Eliad.
Thank
No
you. Congrats,
doubt.
congrats to all. Hit me up in the DMs if I have your Twitter info. I will hit you up and see what's good.
What's up?
And
They
real
think I'm a
quick,
police officer when I go outside.
PR, I just want you guys to know I am going to start talking to all of them about setting up a spoiler cast for the Halo TV show for the first season. It will be on members only and Patreon for.
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
Oh, we lost him. There it is.
Because he was saying wrong stuff about Halo.
Master Cheeks was not about that. He was
Master
shutting
Cheeks is
down.
definitely not about that. Hopefully we get him back.
Wonderful show. It was a fantastic show, and I do love the show, man. Hey, see, and we won't have that type of disrespect.
I'm still on episode 3.
Was it Paramount came down with the strike?
That's it. Yeah. They's like, shut his mic off now, man. Freeze him. Seize him. Attic has been seized.
Yeah, Attic, they definitely got my man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, free Attic, y'all. Put free Attic in the chat.
Free Attic.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they hit up, they hit my man with the strike. He was about to say something slanderous like Master Cheeks or something. And Paramount ain't playing. Look, we big now. We big, and these are the type of repercussions we have with the time.
You see what happened?
Oh, they got him out. Oh, they got him out. Yo, free the boy. Free the boy.
No.
Free the boy, Lord Attic, the young wolf. They got him. He's locked down. He said something slanderous about the show. Please, if you have it in your heart, Microsoft to make some calls on our behalf to get my man out of lockdown.
Said,
you know what I'm saying?
That modem, B.
He was like,
Yo, somebody said hashtag put money on his books. Yo, they got Attic. Free the boy. Free the boy, yo. He the realest. He the realest, yo. He stood up against the system, and they got him, man. But we
got
go.
him, man. Hey, Watch your mouth.
Yo, we got you on the VR. We got you on the VR, fam. We got you on the VR. Oh, bro, yo, they replaced it with Grubb. What time? they got someone more palatable that like the Halo series. Just for context, Jeff Grubb.
Keep my streaming service name out your mouth.
Paramount has hit us with a strike. Lord Attic was about to say something very slanderous against the Halo of TV series of Paramount. Magically, he gets removed, and then you come in. Jeff Grubb, what do you have to say for this?
How's it going?
Doing good, man. No doubt. Turn your mic up, sir. Turn your mic up.
Jeff Grubb is Paramount Plus approved.
Paramount Plus approved guest.
Paramount kick one out and let one in.
Take out.
No doubt. Turn up a little bit even more. We got to hear you clear. Hopefully we get Attic back.
Let me just get these two super chats real quick.
Right,
it's actually three real quick. We got Donald Taku, $5 super chat. The ILP are the Eternals who only interfere when an even greater threat is involved. Don't partake in any petty wars they doing on Twitter. That is
that's
the other way.
Actually the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Drawn TJ, $10 super chat. Really, Addict, think about this Embracer group. 140 studios. Microsoft can make the EA games multi-plat.
Mm-hmm.
We will see.
We will see.
Then we have
okay,
Flame real quick, $2 super chat. Addict will be back with a chair.
Yeah. All right, no doubt. So let's get into that. Shout out to Jeff Grubb in the building.
How do I sound now? Is this any better?
Yeah, a little better. Yeah, a little better. A little
I can
better.
probably do a little bit more. Give me a second.
Yeah, we got to hear you clear. Sounding good. No doubt. But yeah, man, how you been otherwise, sir? There's a lot going on with you.
Yeah, I've been good. I've been just kind of moving. That's the big thing here. So I can't hang out too long today. I got to pack up some more, but we're making progress. We're getting a lot of boxes packed up, so I'm feeling pretty good about our progress.
No doubt. So I'm going through the same thing as you. He's moving too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So
Getting out of boxes.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
It's boxes everywhere. It is. It's and, it's like we're renting, so like we gotta like also kind of try to make sure it's not in the way, but also I'm like that's not my problem. I just got to get them packed up and move on with my life.
I hear you, brother. Good to have you for a topic or two, however you want to hang. So look, let's get to it, man. The Series S making some news this week, outselling the PS5 in Japan for the first time. Series S looks like courtesy of Limited Run Games, Japanese business manager who quoted the sales figures from Famitsu for last week. He said it sold 6,000 units, more than doubling the PS5's 2,900 King Lassie laughing combined units for both the physical and digital versions of the console. And they talk about historically how Xbox has generally struggled in the market, and while PlayStation has been comfortably sell in the millions, only the 360 made it to 7 figures in Japan. So this has been the talk of the week, and it's been emotional for some. It's been fun for others, but let's start with Lord Grubb, man. What's your thoughts on this? And while Atticus comes back out of Paramount Twitter jail, but what you think about it?
I think that these are pretty good numbers for an Xbox system in the year 2022. Like, Japan doesn't care about home consoles all that much anymore. Like, the only system that really sells there is the Switch. And put in perspective, like the Switch regularly selling 100,000 units each week. So this is nowhere near that, but it is doing much better than the Xbox One did. And I think that's the right comparison point. Like it's probably not going to ever do as well as the 360 did in Japan. 360 had Japanese made games that people like really cared about there. And back then people played more console games in Japan. Like, God, the 360 came out, when it first came out, there was no iPhone, right? Yes. There wasn't, the mobile gaming was a completely different scene. It is a completely different world there now when it comes to gaming. And people play on the go. They want to be social. They want to be out and about. They go out there with their friends and they play games on their phones and sometimes on their Switches. So the idea that the Xbox Series S is enabling it to sell better than the Xbox One is good. It's not like 6,000 in a week is not a huge number. So I think we can keep these two ideas in our head at the same time, right? Like we're complicated people. We can understand that both these things can be true. So I think that's where I'm at, where both things are true. It's pretty good for an Xbox in 2022. It's not some magnificent number. And of course, the PlayStation 5 number is just completely irrelevant because that is completely limited by supply and has nothing to do with reality.
No doubt, no doubt. Well said. Lord Attic back. How we doing, sir? Your mics uncensored? How we feeling?
Can Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, man. It was funny. As soon as you was talking slanderous about Halo TVC, Paramount got you.
Pretty much all I was gonna say is we're gonna do a spoiler cast on the Halo TV show season 1.
Careful, man. Careful.
I'm not gonna have Paramount snipe me again. What's funny
You know how your mouth is. Calm down, bro. You know.
I was looking at the comment section when I left and Jeff Grubb came in.
The timing was perfect.
People are like, Attic just looks different. It's like, man,
Super Saiyan. Here, I'll stick my hair up.
It's
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he's Super Saiyan.
Yo, Jeff Grubb's
makes me think of like, oh, so all white people look alike. I got you.
Oh
my
God.
That's right. That's how it is.
So, Attic, man, what's going on? Twitter's a little bit talking about this topic about the Xbox Series S in Japan and doing well outside of the PS5 for 1 week. But what's your thoughts on it, man?
It's good. I hope that. I don't think this is going to trend. Like, this isn't going to be a thing where it goes up and up and up and up and up. I think, the Series S is more compatible to fit into a Japanese home than we have. People need to remember that,
PlayStation's a monster.
my room,
Stop.
people need to remember.
He said, I don't want that big thing in my house. Pause.
The Series X is also not selling as well, sir.
It don't
For
matter.
fairness.
Man outside though. Who did that
People
for you?
need to remember, like, my room is like the size of a lot of like both of their rooms. Like my room is like split half compared to like the size the average room is over there.
Right.
And that's just because that's just how they've always been, like the Japanese society in general. So it's just like, look, like I think that this does well because it's a smaller, compact object that they can fit into their household a lot easier. And I also think that there's going to be, where if you're not doing the mobile thing, I think you're going to see a lot more of those like screens that make it portable. And I think you're going to see more of that going around too. It's just like, I'm a huge Japanese RPG person, and the better it does in Japan, the more obligated some of the Japanese developers will feel to maybe I won't miss the next 3-4 personas and I have to wait a decade for them to come out. So that's all I care about. I don't care.
Yeah, we need solves these. That's right. Matter of fact, now that we got Jeff Grubb here real quick, just a slight diversion. Any chance, Grubb, you hear anything about Persona these days? Maybe they're excited over there. Maybe something's going on. Have you heard anything? Persona 5?
We always try to get this man in trouble every time.
Let's get him in trouble. Let's break NDA.
His head like, no.
Yeah, honestly, Persona feels like it's run like it feels like Sega and Atlas. Just like there's that meme going around where it's like they have a dartboard and then the Xbox is a really small sliver and everything else is pretty big and they just throw it with the blindfold on. That legit feels how they operate. They would make money if they put those games on other systems. Like yeah, Xbox is one thing, but they aren't even on Switch.
That is true.
And those the games would sell. Literally, yeah. Not even most of them aren't even on PC. They just Persona 4 Golden like a year and a half ago or something like that, and did super well. And now, like, we're just all kind of like looking at our watches, waiting for them to do something else, and they're still not. Now, they are on this like year and a half long announcement procession where they're like, we're going to announce a little bit each week or every couple of months, and it's like the first couple of months, it's like, here's a wallpaper for your phone, and everyone's like, God damn it! Excuse me, sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
I gotta like turn it off. I imagine that as we get further and further into this announcement sort of schedule that they have, part of it, I mean, the end is probably going to be Persona 6, almost certainly also exclusive to PlayStation for who knows what reason. But in between now and then, I do think
don't say that, Jeff.
Wait, hold on. Let him repeat it.
I think Persona 5 probably does finally get announced for other platforms between now and then. That's
between now. Okay, so
though.
these are coming. So solves these are coming. Yes.
No, I don't think that.
Listen,
I don't think Solve ever said anything
Yes,
about
he
Persona.
said that's not coming.
Solve said he wants to see drastic changes in Sega
And
how
he
they
said
operate.
Persona.
Oh yeah, I said Persona.
Yes, he did. Okay.
So,
But
now,
I thought Persona
Stop
was
trying
just
to
an
get him
example.
out of
It
the
wasn't-
knees.
His knees alone.
when
His
they
knees can speak for themselves.
when they didn't even see it fit to re-release the fighting game that they released on their previous platform once again on their new platform. That's all I have to say.
Listen, man, it's
Hey,
gonna be
listen,
so
just meal him
good.
straight over
Yo,
here
King,
and
it's
I'll
gonna
learn
be
it.
so good because he's been impervious to knee bending for a minute, but it's time, man. Your day is coming.
Remember, I did get it with the swipe.
Yes,
the card
yes.
swipe. I got it with the card swipe. I'm just trying to get the
card
other
swipe.
knee.
You know, card swipe.
Technically,
They
technically you
started
didn't, but I'm
making
gonna
you pay
run with
for,
that. I'm gonna run with that.
Dual sense and 3D audio. Remember that? That's the swipe. There
That
we go.
wasn't me. No, that wasn't me.
Well, he did. You implied that Sony would nickel and dime for
Yeah, I
little
told you,
features.
babe. Come on,
Anyway,
man.
back
Let's
to Addict. So pretty much you were saying like you think it's a good thing overall, but don't get too gassed.
I think that you're seeing the growth in there just because of the economics when it comes to like the console itself. But until, like Jeff Grubb said, until they actually start investing into that ecosystem, bringing more of their games to their platform, I think a lot of because I mean we've seen Phil Spencer said in an interview not too long ago that some of the developers look at him like, we don't even see your console in our stores. So it's just like I think the biggest thing that they're going to want to see is them investing into like a studio over there because they have one now.
Yeah,
but
Jess
I think
is going crazy in the chat. Yo, shout out to Jess Cutter with the Jeff told me and DM that Persona is
man.
Yo, they are outing you on this, man. They said that he told me in the DM that Persona is definitely coming to Xbox.
I think
He's
I
just
think
mad
you're-
because we beat him in Halo and he wasn't even playing.
I think the biggest thing that's going to improve the state that Xbox is in the Japanese market is just more investing into their marketplace, because when you put money to an ecosystem, the people are magically going to start being unbiased towards you because you're actually putting money into people's pockets. You open up, I mean, I don't know how it is easy to just like open up studios over there, but it's going to be hard to like really come at Microsoft 100% if like people are debating on leaving other companies to work at a studio at Microsoft has because they're making more money. So until we start seeing that, I think that Microsoft will be aggressive in their terms of their wallet.
Right.
Obviously, it's hard to tell a company we're not making a game on your platform when Microsoft backs up the truck and says, "But are you though?" But I do feel like you're going to naturally see games miss Xbox until Xbox invest into the actual ecosystem of Japan.
No doubt. Lord Solves. Eminent needs coming, but about the topic.
In your dreams.
I'm dreaming, sir. So, what do you think, man? Series S, like, Solve, is it a new era? The unthinkable hell has frozen on. How did this happen?
Listen, like Grubb said and like Addict said, I think it's great for Xbox right now, right? In the grand scope of things, it isn't a big deal. But what I will say is this, and to Addict's point, the S has appeal beyond just being there on the shelf.
Let's go.
In Japan. It's the fact, it is the absolute fact that when you think about how their homes are set up, their apartments are set up, they're going to gravitate to something small. And if it's something like Game Pass, you cannot deny the value no matter what country you live in. It's something that is going to be appealing to people. So for me, you remove the conversation about the PlayStation not being available. That's a part of it. But the fact of the matter is that if the same case had been true during the PS4 Xbox generation and the PS4 was not available, they would not be buying Xbox One S's. They would not be buying Xbox One X's.
There's appeal then. There's some appeal.
The fact is that there is appeal in this console and this ecosystem in a way that there hasn't been since the 360 era. It's just a fact.
Not to mention they're being more aggressive in Game Pass in general over there. At the Tokyo Game Show, they announced when that new, what was that game? Scarlet Nexus was coming to Game Pass. Like clearly they are trying to aim that spotlight in the Japanese market.
Yeah, they definitely are. So to me, it's will this happen consistently? No, I don't think so.
Era? Is that,
but at the same, we have to.
It's a good sign, though. It is a good sign.
It is definitely
King is
a
throwing
good
his
sign.
hands up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what.
And then
King
when you
is
look at the
invoking
Nintendo argument,
spirits, I don't know what's happening.
When you look at the Nintendo argument, right? Nintendo has said that they've sold less Switches over the past year and change. So whether that means they're winding down on this version of the Switch, or they're looking towards the future, whatever the next Switch is, whatever the case may be, they've sold less Switches, or there's a saturation in the market of Switches, whatever the case may be, they're selling less of them. So that leaves an opening for something like this to happen. Otherwise, you're going to see the Switch kicking both of their asses every single month. And so at the end of the day, I think it just shows that there is interest in a way that there hasn't been before. And that, to me, that is a positive all the way around.
Oh, King turned the camera. Something's about to happen. I don't know what's going on. King turned the
Are
camera off.
we gonna...
So
that's it.
They sniping us.
They sniping you because you was about to sled. Damn, King. What they doing? What's going on? They know what you about to do.
What's it?
I do feel
Turn your
like
camera off, come back on. Good.
I do feel like Microsoft's more open to spending money in Japan now.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know, you've clearly seen them get like massive amounts of games onto Game Pass, and to my knowledge, Yakuza's none of them have left Game Pass, have they?
No, they haven't.
And they've been in there for a minute. All the Final Fantasies have left already, and the Yakuza was in there before the Final Fantasy.
That is true.
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of interesting. Like, do they just pay to have them on there full time for here going on forward? That's not generally how these things work. Usually there's a time limit. I'm just curious why none of them have left yet.
That is interesting. Let me ask Grubb something while we wait for Ken to come back. What do you feel like? How do you feel about? Obviously, we're seeing this Series S do much better, but my question is like, the Series X, is it seeming to be moving at that rate? You know what I mean? That the S is. Is it just, do you feel like it just the compact nature is truly the selling point for the Series S over the X?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Series X is the Series X is probably also supply limited in Japan. So it's like if you are going out and you have money in your pocket and you want to get something just to put, like, chances are they probably have like their primary gaming platform in Japan, and they are like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get a secondary thing. This $300 option is affordable, compact, does everything I need it to do, and it's and it's like it's doesn't really feel all that like limiting. And they also are used to playing on their phones, so it's not like this is what like they're thinking next gen all the time. They're just like, I want access to the games, and this is a great way to do that. Now, you could say, why wouldn't they just do it through their phone? And many people, I bet, are considering that in Japan, like just going with the Xbox Xbox Cloud at some point in the future. But if you wanted to have just a native experience, $300 is not that much for. Especially if you're someone who plays a lot of games, like your gaming budget, like there isn't a new Switch right now to get. I mean, you get it, maybe they already got the Switch OLED last year, and now they're like, you know, $300 for new hardware. It's exciting. I think I'm just going to pick it up. And I do think, though, the bottom line is it's available and it's compact and it's affordable. Like those three, you kind of can't beat those three things. And then, you know, the Yakuza games, that stuff does have an appeal. I also, but I would like, if Microsoft were to come to me and say, hey, Jeff, what would I do? I'd say, get out of my home. First of all, I can't give you free advice. I'm a journalist. Since I'm on a show, I can do it publicly and everyone can hear it. This is okay. I would say, don't invest too much in Japan. Like it's a market that here's what you should do. Right, there's a lot of talent in Japan. There's a lot of people who make great games in Japan. You support them and unlock their potential globally. That is well worth the investment, and you should be doing that.
I'm with that.
Do not do that with the purpose of like, this is going to make us big in Japan. I think they've learned this lesson, and honestly, I think that's what's happening right now is they don't look like they are trying to force it in Japan, and they're just kind of getting success regardless. Now, success on an Xbox level in Japan, we all know we all know how to measure it.
I agree with Jeff completely. It's this idea, and it's an antiquated idea that to be successful in Japan, you need to bring Japanese games to Japan necessarily, whereas the global appeal, Japan as a market has shrunk so much that it's the global appeal of these games. The fact that people still care about, you know, classic JRPGs around the world, that's what matters. And I don't know why there's still this sort of thinking that it has to be successful necessarily in Japan for it to be successful elsewhere and to invest money in it elsewhere. It's just not the case anymore. It just isn't. Like, you know,
so I do personally feel like they are being aggressive. I kind of disagree with that because they, you know, you see them be more active in the Tokyo Game Show. You see in them, you know, I think they said 1,000 projects and ID at Xbox that they're doing with Japanese developers. But I disagree with that. But I do think that the prime example of this isn't to grow in the Japanese market. It's to make sure that Yeah, it's to make sure that they get these games on their platform and nothing's auto skip, because these people that are working on these indie games, they're not going to work there forever.
I got you.
Sooner or later, they are going to move on to other projects, and some of them might go to Square Enix, some of them might go to Capcom. They're like periodically they are making it to where when these people do leave, when they start their own companies, it's not such a negative stigma to work with Microsoft.
King is invoking the fraud alert on all of us, so I would love to hear what King's think. He's been patient. He's back after being sniped. King, your thoughts? Xbox in Japan.
It's alive. Yo, I am so sick and tired of these beaten and bruised Xbox fans. What is the truth? Listen, they've been out selling PlayStation for a minute now. And it just happened to reach the land. Listen. And it just happened to reach the land of the rising sun right now.
Oh, the news got over now. Okay, I see what we're doing.
The word just got across the street. So I don't care about I don't subscribe to what Jeff is saying.
Oh my God.
Because PlayStation has a shortage. That's why the Xbox is selling. Hell no.
Oh really?
Hell no. You know why? When I go inside the store and they tell me they don't got a Samsung, I'm not buying a TCL. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't nothing you can do to get me to get something I don't want.
Fair.
Dudes is going out getting what they want. They saw a little man. They was like, yo, that fit in my house. The games is like that. Let me put this in the house because it's nice and small. Yo, I saw a dude with a screen on it. Let me throw that screen. They are tricking out the little man.
Little man is moving out here. Series S, the little man.
The little man is all natty in their house. The reason why the PlayStation can't be in there because there's an extra dependent. All right, you gotta have a bed. You gotta have a refrigerator for it. You gotta. It's too big for the market. All right, so shout out to everybody, Jason Ronald and the team, the engineered little man. I told you it was gonna be a two-prong approach.
Yes,
they was gonna pincer them in. They was gonna have the big joint. They're gonna have the little joint to fit all over the place. And then the cloud just coming in. The cloud is just the extra little sauce, a little sprinkle of the sauce.
Oh, okay.
So just like Jeff is saying, see, because them going to cloud doesn't explain why the Series S is selling, right? It doesn't. It's selling because it's dope. And we ain't gonna sit here and say, oh no, we're gonna temper our expectations. This is just, Microsoft right now. No, it's not. We win.
Right, so just to be clear, this is a new era, according to King. This is how it's gonna. The war will be won now. This is the beginning of dominance.
Every month from
Metsu now, right? That's what we do.
You don't think it's a logical thing to say, yo, let's see a couple months and see?
No.
It is 1 week, King.
There's no going back.
There's no going back.
And it will go up and to the right forever. That's how it works. That's how I'm. That's how money.
So King, explain it to us.
I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, if the world ended today, Xbox was winning.
Oh my! Oh, that's what we doing. That's what we doing.
That's it. It ain't no next month.
We gotta live in it now. We gotta live in the moment. That's it.
We'll never know. But what we did know, we ended on a good day.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? The moment, like, if this comes up and, obviously if it doesn't do this well, like next month, and we bring it up, kids be like, it was Japan. What did you expect?
No, I'm not going to say that because you know what? What I'm going to say is, they made some PlayStations available. But listen, you can spin it any way you like. I'm going to spin it how I like
to. You going to spin it how you like to spin it.
I had to put on the cross today because these dudes is acting up. I had to get some defense force for these dudes.
Okay.
Listen, man. Microsoft doesn't do this much, but I've seen a trend, right? Metacritic, Publisher of the Year. I've seen them launch in the second half of the year when the first half of last year was dry, and they still get that accolade. They're doing things.
Yeah, they're doing things.
Yeah, they're doing things in a manner that is different and unorthodox. They're doing this without a lot of first-party games.
That is true.
All right, so imagine when they boys show up. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think you're seeing even the success with like selling a couple MPDs, selling good in Japan. This is strictly off Game Pass's back.
Yeah, I mean it's a digital console.
The platform.
Digital console. It makes sense.
And that little console is appealing to them.
Yes.
That's what happens. So you walk in the store, it's appealing, it looks nice, it fits your decor, it fits your situation.
Very sleek.
You're not gonna get something that you gotta pay child support and all this other stuff too. It's not necessary. So I don't care what anybody say. It's selling because it's appealing. Nobody's gonna force anybody to get anything. And this is more to come. Because what happens next month? Do y'all want to see me? Nobody want to see me next month if they outsell them again in Japan next month.
So you seem pretty confident about this.
I'm always, it sounds like a bended knee.
Listen, I'm always confident. I'm always confident. I always know.
So what's
sun
been the
will
knee
shine
gotta
on
look
their
like
butt.
for you to do it? What's it gotta look like
for you? What it gotta look like?
The sun will shine on a dog's butt at some point in his life, right?
Oh my God.
So right now the sun is shining on.
It seems like it don't seem confident to me. That's what
he want these. He want these. That's what this is.
He always want these. I don't know what's up with this dude.
King confident until I bring up a bend the knee, and he like, what?
Listen, I'm saying, you know how I just dismiss you, right? Dismissed. let's just do this, right?
What are we doing?
Let's just see it for what it is. It's a superior product that's in demand, that's inside their land, and that's the scary part about it, right? It's that's the scary part.
Is this a spy mission?
What happened? And they outselling them over there. Where's these PlayStation selling? Like they not selling, right?
Yeah, they just are struggling to make them. Period.
They're
Yes,
not available, right?
They're not available anywhere.
They should have took that $3 billion and didn't buy Bungie and made more PlayStation.
I mean, he's really not wrong there. They did have that money and they're investing in other places. So clearly,
that money, it's not that linear. Like you could take that money and try to make chips. It would take years. It would take forever.
Yeah, but Microsoft spent their money and it seemed like it is that linear when they did it.
That's the claim. I don't know. I think that the yields on the Xbox chips are actually just better. I think that's the reality.
Better design. They're just better designed.
I mean, AMD's designed to both.
Listen. From a cooling situation to everything all around the board, it's just a better yield over here. The yield is better. Our yields look nicer.
I will say that maybe it's not as much on Microsoft paying for something, but they have that Xbox Series S to fall back on when stuff's back, because it's easier to make that, I would assume, than the X.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'll jump in. This is hilarious. Yeah, look, it was funny to me. I thought it was definitely one of those. Wow, hell did freeze over there. Like, okay, like what? I was really blown away by this. That yes, we know it's 1 week. We know we're not getting too crazy.
It's a lot though.
It's for Xbox. This is a lot.
This is Japan.
This is Japan. This is a lot. This is a lot. Now
they don't sell over there.
They usually sell like 120 a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
something happened.
Listen, maybe it is the form factor combined with the Game Pass effect combined with the fact, kind of what Grubb is saying, like 4K TVs are not, from my understanding, like a huge thing, over there. And, if you have a 1080p/1440p device that is small and it's visually appealing and it has this value, I mean, like King, I will give King this, people have this thing where, just because it's there, like people are going to buy it because the other thing's not there. And that's not, you got to want it. So what it's showing is the stock that they have is little or whatever the size it is, it's going. So that, to me, that's a positive sign. And I'm with Saul for you. Look, I don't think their mission is to come in like, this is it. We're putting the flag down. We're dominating this region. It's a full assault. I think it's kind of in line with what Saul and Grubb is saying, in the sense like, I think what you want to do is make it appealing to that next generation of developers, almost like a recruiting system for yourself. And then now you don't miss out on games in the region. You just have that presence there. But the question I wanted to ask y'all for some fun, because historically, obviously, it's a big deal for Xbox. In the pantheon is 360, right? 360 was kind of like the lead over there. And then I believe it's OG Xbox. We have Xbox One, which now in this short time, Series S is already here, whatever the 100,000 or whatever it is total units in Japan. So my question is, in this generation, I'll start with you, Grubb, where do you think the Series consoles as a whole, y'all gonna like the poll, is gonna end up at, as far as will it beat the 360, or do you just have it, maybe just going over the OG Xbox?
Yeah, it's definitely going to get over the OG Xbox. It seems like the momentum's there, and I agree with King that people have to want this. This is a system that it has its own appeal for intrinsic reasons. It's not about like comparing to other things in the market, and that is. You can't buy that. You can't force that. You have to earn it, and they earned it with this system, and that is something they can ride and build on. And I just think the 360 is probably a milestone that is just too far because of the way this does have to do with the reality of the market and how people have changed how they consume games in Japan. And the PlayStation 4 was all like a good system that everyone loved, and that system didn't sell very well in Japan. I think the 360 almost outsold that thing, and not exactly, but it got pretty close. When you compare it from one generation to the next. So it's like the way they are consuming games is just completely different. So this system selling 6,000 units this week is a sign that they are way outperforming expectations, way ahead of the curve. And to me, it's just nothing but good signs, but it's not going to outsell the 360, I don't think.
360 Peter Ball era. Okay, game has changed. Attic, what do you think? Would it be the GOAT Xbox system?
I just got a quick question for Jeff real quick.
Yeah, go.
Do you think that the market's just drastically changed enough where they can not realistically ever beat the 360? Or do you think there's stuff they can do to make the odds better in their favor?
I mean, they could probably do some things to make the odds better in their favor, but I think we're talking about percentage points. We're talking about, a 5% here and there gain over time. I think for the most part, the market has changed enough that the 360 is just going to be this thing that they're never going to be able to replicate again in Japan just because the people have changed too much.
Shout out to Peter Moore and the team, no doubt. Addict, what do you think overall?
I'd agree. Like, here's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, it seems like the Japanese markets went almost entirely to a mobile aspect. Now, I don't know if they would. I think Microsoft has gave up on selling well there. I think they keep relations up for the Western market, and I think that's the xCloud is what they don't care if they're going to sell you a console over there. At this point, Microsoft is trying to make a service to sell you games over there. And I think that's their primary goal. Obviously, they're going to try to do what they can to sell over there, because if they do nothing, then they're never going to sell them anything over there. So I think that is their prime goal. Now, as far as beating the 360 over there, what did it beat on the 360 over there?
As far as the unit sales, as far as them, looks like 360 had over 1,600,000 units. Looks like
1.6 million.
Yeah, according to GamesIndustry.biz, and Xbox had 474,000. The OG.
It just depends on how hard they go in Game Pass. If they start being very aggressive and trying to get a lot of these games third party, like if they make another Persona, if they not only get that in the Game Pass into Xbox day and date, but they try to get that in Game Pass as well. Like, enough of those games, I feel like could entice a lot of the Japanese market to buying it. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know if they have the relations and they're willing to spend that kind of money to do anything like that. Like, there's only so much they can do as a Western company in the eastern part of the world. So I don't know enough about like relations and stuff like that to know if that's something realistically they can do.
No doubt. Solve quickly. What do you think overall? The pantheon of Xbox consoles, where will it land?
I think because of the size of the Series S, I think it's going to come up second place behind the 360 at some point. But I agree with Addict 100%. Like, I think the ultimate play is xCloud and Game Pass, and I think if that moves the needle, I think when we talk about the most popular sort of Xbox generation ever in Japan, it could definitely be this one, just because of the proliferation of Game Pass. So
no doubt.
To me, that's it.
King, quickly, will the Dominus rise to the greatest Xbox executive and do the unthinkable? Defeat Peter Moore in the region.
If like on the real, Phil Spencer is able to do that, like, that's crazy.
This series console is gonna go down in Xbox.
They sniped him. As soon as he said it,
it's gonna go down in Xbox.
I feel like he's doing this on purpose.
Actually, I'm not.
You probably got another camera app open that's for fighting fighting for like control of these.
We'll look into it after the podcast.
Trying to take over, but that's me. I'm Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer. His name will be written across the sky, because at no point in time do I think that they're going to stop their level of growth. They're going to surpass the 360. and everybody's sitting there like, oh, I don't think so. Yeah, I do think so. I definitely think so. I definitely think when this joint hits $200 and it's a snatch and grab when you run inside the store,
Call of Duty package.
it's a wrap. It's literally a wrap. I don't care how I told people before.
But I don't think does the Japanese market play like those type of games.
I'm talking
like that?
about
That's in Game
overall.
Pass?
I'm talking about in its totality. I'm
Well,
talking
we
about
was talking
here.
about the
I'm talking
Japan
about in
market.
Europe, and I'm talking about in Japan. I'm talking about this series consoles will be the definitive console when it comes to Xbox. This is going to be legendary, and they're going to start doing it. And when it hits $200, I don't care what region you in. $200
matters, though, King.
you gonna walk in the store. That's when you can't deny it. That's when $300 you be like, I don't know. $200 you walking in and you walking out. But if you care about it, you gonna get it.
Here's where I push back a little bit, King.
Push back if you like.
You can make the price point $200 and feel appealing here in the Western states because I feel like they got a lot of Western games. But as far as like other regions of the world, you got to have the games that appeal to that market before they go. Why would they spend money on a console if they don't have the games in the genres that they like? Sure, some of them will like there's a lot of people like, especially Overwatch.
What happened last week that 6,000 people went out in Japan?
This is last week is the start of a generation.
When you can answer that question,
It takes a billion to hold us back.
We
kid.
can't. What's that saying they say?
Jeff,
The one incident. The one incident is the standard. It's the exception. Like we have to see if this continues. Week
I
after
want to
week.
know what hit Game Pass on Xbox last week that 6,000 people woke up and said, you know what?
It was just that they hijacked the shipment of PlayStation 5 that it never made it there.
Say whatever you want to say.
Are you saying that Microsoft pulled a Fast and the
No,
Furious
I'm
of
saying
PlayStation?
6,000 people woke up and voted with their wallet. What happens when 6,000 more wake up?
Look,
there's a lot of people over there.
King, the reason.
You know what? Maybe is MLB The Show in?
And they got.
Is that in Game Pass?
It is a game, and they got the what is it? The Japanese pitcher. What's his
It
name?
is Shohei Ohtani.
The cover for the free song.
Can't stop, won't stop. They'll be there for a whole year.
Look, but here's the thing, though.
I'd love to see those numbers. They have the only other game they have is the one on Switch. It's a Japanese only game that I guess people really love that game. But yeah, that's all they have.
Okay.
Here's the thing, King. Like
we gotta move on.
Yeah, I know.
One week of good sales doesn't make up the amount of money and the amount of
Start of a new era, addict. You don't understand.
Tell me.
I mean, this isn't the attitude era. Let's be realistic here,
When
all
you
right?
can answer the question on why 6,000 people woke up and brought a Series S, I want to know the answer. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I got
let's
hope.
be real here. we talking
6,000 more
so
will
was
wake
it,
up.
Jeff? Was it a whole month they sold 6,000 units?
No, week.
It was 1 week.
1 week.
Okay, one
That's
week.
crazy.
Oh my god! Like okay, here's the thing.
It's stupid.
They outside.
Little man's outside. You gotta let him have this at it. You gotta let him have it.
He running around Japan. Wow. What happened? Was it a special promotion? Was it a special
No, it's
burger?
not that. Like,
What
okay.
the hell went on?
Addict finish and then
Look,
Jeff
man.
Grubb, and then we
Right.
got to move on.
I know we gotta go,
Yeah.
man, but I'm telling you, I like
So
Addict,
all
please.
I'm saying, man, is like I'm not saying that they're not going to do well. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in order to do what you're saying, they have to consistently keep that momentum and
They
even
did it
improve
already
it.
without trying. I don't know why they got up and brought it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying we don't have a metric to say the reason why. Nothing special happened last week that made 6,000 people wake up. But y'all keep telling me, calm down. Like, why should I calm down when I don't know why 6,000 people woke up? And I don't know if 6,000 people will wake up tomorrow and go do it again. So I don't know. Because you know what? Think about it this way, right? Those 6,000 people told their friends. Right?
Oh
And
my
what sells more than friends, right? Friends
And
sell
if they
friends,
tell two
right?
friends, and if they tell two friends,
Think about it, Jeff. They go, yo, we game share. What? You game share? How does that work?
exponential growth.
So we're already. What have they already sold in
Overall?
Japan up to now?
3,000 another one this week.
No, we don't know that.
Look,
That's
I
not true.
get what you're saying,
Not a
King.
lot.
Like I get like it's like I said, like they're strictly selling Xboxes right now off of the value of Game Pass, and once they get more games, it's going to pick up because more people are going to see more value in Game Pass because it's got good games. But all I'm telling you is when you're missing stuff like Final Fantasy VII, Persona, you're missing these. What?
It didn't stop them from selling the 6,000. This is what I'm trying to
Did they
tell
sell
you.
6,000 last week?
I don't know. What did they sell last week?
Did they sell 6,000 the week before?
They just waking up at it. Come on, stop playing.
I rest my case.
Moving on.
Bungie,
The Series X and S combined sales are still only just over 200,000 right now, according to Famitsu. Look, all I will say is this is absolutely hilarious. I do feel the thing that I find funny, Jeff, I have to admit, is that there is a section of gamers that are very upset about this. They don't want King to be happy. They don't like this any news, and it's like, shut up.
Real quick. I got it. Okay, King, you want to be happy? It sold 10,000 last week.
We outside, so it's so less.
So here's the thing. The reason it was a big deal this week is because the PlayStation 5 was at like 46,000 last week, and then this week it was like 2,000. So there was zero.
It's a revolution. What's the
There you go. Exactly.
All the people realized it was like, you know what? This thing is too big. Do they got the return? Because I'm betting 6,000 return their PlayStations. And got a
my
Series
God! Now you know the metrics.
That's what happened last week. They said this thing is too big for the house, and I got to pay an extra electric
How are you
bill.
excited for performing worse? How are you excited for this? It performed worse.
Listen, check it out. Listen, they sold 10,000 last week. They sold 6,000. Hey man, they selling thousands out here. I'm
selling thousands out here. Anyway, what's that special song? Oh, it takes a village. It's one of them situations for kids. Anyway, look, it is interesting. They're selling out their stock. We'll see how we'll chart this, and I know Attic will be ready if the numbers are back to the
not because if they sold 10,000 1 week, and you are down playing the 6, and the week before they sold 10, you in trouble next week.
So that's weak. If they sell over 50,000 units next month, I will bend the knee.
King, we doing it?
50,000.
That's something that he just offered. Do you want to sell your knees? That's on you. I don't care.
No.
I'm not betting you no knees.
He said month. He said month though.
If you
so that'd be 4 weeks.
That'd be 4 weeks.
Jeff, if he want to send,
look how confident he is until he gets put in that spotlight. And he just shrivels up.
I'm not betting on them.
But what happened? Wait. You was just 5 minutes ago talking about
the Western market.
Okay.
I bet on the Western. You want to do the Western market? You want to try that? You want to try how that working out for you?
But I thought this is a new day. It's a new day.
10,000. All the people woke up. They not waiting. They not woke no more.
You want to play the numbers game.
He was being sincere when he said it's a new day because it's the only day that's a new day.
Up and to the right.
Now he got Hayachi face.
To infinity and beyond. Let's go.
Never coming down. Now he got Hayachi face right now because I said America. He was like, nah, man. You know what they've been doing over there.
We're not even talking about America. You diverted the whole conversation.
Time. We will continue to monitor all this foolishness. It has devolved into craziness. So let's get super chats and move on, please.
So quick, let's jump over the PS Plus and talk about EA because that's new and I want to hear what.
Yeah, we got to hear Grubb. Yeah, we got to maximize Grubb's time. That is correct.
Let's get it after Jeff. I know Jeff can't stay very long, so we'll do the super chats after.
Okay, no doubt.
So.
If you want. My phone. So set it up, stupid.
I'm sorry.
You threw me off. I was like, is he doing the super chat? Or is he doing the thing?
EA would be addict. Yes, I don't know.
EA be addict. Yeah. So basically, EA is trying to sell right now, according to reports. Looks like those close to came quite close to merging with NBC Universal, according to Puck's industry sources. Comcast CEO Brian Roberts considered handing control of NBC Universal over to EA CEO Andrew Wilson in a deal that would have seen the two companies form an entertainment giant, but the negotiations eventually stalled when the two parties couldn't settle on a price. Shout out to Jeff Keighley. He also said that the story that EA also had talks with Disney, Apple, and Amazon. So let's get this is Addict's time. I'll let you set it up, and I know you want to bring this to the table, man.
I think it's just interesting. I think Microsoft is kind of like domino effect, all buying all these companies. Probably Bethesda really open. I think if the Bethesda thing don't happen, Bungie doesn't sell, Activision doesn't sell, because I feel like at that point these companies felt like they were too big to be purchased. well, maybe not Bungie. Bungie, you know, they're just one game, a very successful game, but not like a massive publisher like that. But I feel like Microsoft has opened up Pandora's box, and I'm very curious to see, like, after, if EA does merge with someone, it looks like it's not a matter of if they do, it's when. I'm kind of curious if, like, Ubisoft don't try to merge with someone, and then, you know, you see like a drastic change in how these giant publishers handle stuff, because they're, for the most part, I think you can really realistically say that a lot of these big publishers dropped the ball in one shape or form in terms of their games. Like EA just lost the FIFA license, didn't they?
EA didn't got rid of the FIFA license. Right. They said get FOH. They said get out of here.
So it's just interesting. Like, I'm very interested, especially to hear what Jeff Grubb has to say about that. Like, do you think that all these companies are slowly going to start selling themselves to bigger entities in like the next 5 years?
Yes, I mean, what I heard after the Activision deal was that all these companies were looking at all of their options immediately. There were panicked meetings immediately. EA was one of those companies for sure. There are people at these companies whose jobs it is to assess the landscape for possible mergers and acquisitions and to be acquired, and they need to kind of like get the landscape, and they need to understand like who is out there that could be a potential partner. So I'm not surprised at all to hear that they talk to Disney and Apple. They probably talk to everybody, and they put together, okay, here's the reality of the situation. Here are the numbers we're hearing initially. Where does this position us in terms of like how we should behave? Like, what should be our attack strategy? Those meetings happened at every single company. It happened at Ubisoft. It happened at EA. It happened everywhere. That list of names is not even like the full list that I've heard. I've heard some other names that I can't say because I got told off the record. I can say that there are more names. Now, Microsoft is not one of those. I don't think that's a big surprise to anybody because of the deal it has ongoing with Activision. Right. They're just trying not to upset that. The
block is hot.
Yes, getting Activision is more important than like trying to be involved in any of these other deals. Yes. They want that Activision deal to go through. That's way more important. That's way more valuable. The trouble is that like there's no like real natural partners for a lot of these big companies. Like Ubisoft especially is in this weird situation where they make a lot of money, but they employ way more people than most other companies. Like they have like double the number of employees of something like EA, and yet their market capitalization is a fraction of EA's. They're like what, like $6, $7, $8 billion market capitalization compared to EA's like $35-40 billion market capitalization, and yet they have twice as many employees. That is ripe for what they are kind of talking about now, which is private equity, and meaning that's probably going to mean they're going to come in, they're going to chop a bunch of jobs, they are going to make this lean and mean, and then try to sell again at that point. And that's kind of, I think it seems like Ubisoft needs to go through that process if they want to be involved in any of these deals. Yeah, go ahead.
I had a quick question before you interrupt, because you talk about lean and mean. Hold on one second. I do want to ask before I forget. You talk about lean and mean and trimming. We're seeing this kind of behavior with Square Enix.
I was literally.
Okay, me and you in the same pocket. Yeah,
absolutely.
So now that they're kind of making themselves a little bit more attractive for a bit possible, you know,
we cut the shit you don't want.
Like, do you think that is potentially could happen with one of the suitors, maybe being Microsoft or Sony?
Yeah, I mean I think that's the entire reason they're doing everything over at Square Enix right now. They are, I mean, the things they got rid of were the things that don't look good on a profit and loss page. On a spreadsheet where it's like, what are the things that make us the highest profit margin? Well, not those things, then get out of here. And they got rid of those things. And now just by doing that, they look like a more profitable company. Right. They're not necessarily a more profitable company, but they look like one. And that is, and that's what people like, when the accountants are looking at this, they're like, well, we need to project out into the future. And so now that bigger number is the number we're going to work from, because it's a bigger profit margin number. And we can project them being worth this much and making this much money for us if we invest this much. And that really helps. That is, I think that's 100% what they are doing. I think all these companies are doing exactly that. So like, do they all get acquired or merge or something in the next 5 years? I think so. I think that like the landscape is, the reality is that the video gaming publisher landscape has actually been pretty stagnant for what it was for a pretty long time.
A long time.
And it's kind of been due for a lot of these shakeups where bigger companies come in and they spot the value in here. And so they're like, okay, we're going to come in and acquire stuff. And then what that does is that fertilizes the ground. Now there's more space for the people who are at these companies getting acquired to take their money and go start their own studios that are smaller, that will one day, 10, 15 years from now, those will be the ones getting acquired. That's the way the process is supposed to work, and it hasn't really for quite some time. And now Microsoft is like proving that there's value in this stuff, and everyone else is looking around like, oh God, we just went through a pandemic where our parks and our movies and our public, our public entertainment stuff, all that stuff was worthless. And video games, it would have been really nice to have video games, and they all kind of came to the same realization at the same time. So yeah, the value's there. They're beginning to act, and we're at the beginning of a process of sort of renewal in gaming and creating an opportunity where a lot of these companies can spin off and create a million other companies.
And I actually feel like you're going to see once these companies, like you said, start merging, you're going to see companies like Devolver Digital, Team 17, like they're not going to have as much competition going after like these AA games, and I think they'll eventually start like dabbling their toes in the AAA market. And then
they're public companies, they got to grow. They got to grow now, so they're going to do bigger and bigger and bigger stuff every single time now. Every year going forward, bigger and bigger stuff.
And then before you know it, they're going to take the mantle that the EAs and the Ubisoft left when they merged with other companies.
No, that's right. It's interesting. Now we got Grubb here. Still want to ask another question. Where do you fit? We see EA, kind of actively shopping. Where do we see WB in all this with Discovery? And that's another point of contention me and King have. And but I'm just curious, like where do you see them standing out? Because obviously they have.
I call leading the witness.
I am leading. I am biased. I'm trying to push my narrative against King. Yes. So my thing is, specifically, even if it's not the whole shebang, so to speak, where it's like a, like
NetherRealm?
Yes, like a NetherRealm, or
please NetherRealm. No,
King has been very animate in shutting me down at WB games in general. So where do you think? Just your feelings, and if you want to break NDA or tell anything, feel free. Don't even worry about
well, let me. Here's a little bit of like insider informed information. Let's look at an example. There was a company at WB, Monolith, I believe, that made the Lord of the Rings games, right?
Yes.
And they were like,
great studio.
Great studio, right? So if you wanted to make a game like that, what would you do? You go buy that studio, right? Nah, that's not what EA did. EA just said, hey, we'll start a new studio. You come work for us. And that's what a bunch of the key people at Monolith did. They left. They go work for EA now. And why do you do that? Because, well, we're not going to get the IP if we go buy Monolith. And so it doesn't make any financial sense. It is, you are buying liabilities. Now, there is one exception to this.
Yes, it is NetherRealm.
It is NetherRealm.
Let's go.
That would almost certainly come along. But
yes.
I mean, they haven't sold yet. Why? I mean, I think WB, I think Discovery, whatever that conglomerate is that actually owns all that stuff there, is still like, well, maybe we do want to keep Mortal Kombat IP. It's like, no, you can't. If you're selling NetherRealm, you have to sell.
Give it up.
Mortal
Give up
Kombat.
and it's a stick up.
Like, we made a movie, and it's like, oh, too bad. Give it up. I'm sorry. This is not a movie property. This is a game property. It makes way more money as a game than it does as a movie. Let's be real here. So
very attractive for sale.
NetherRealm gets sold with the IP.
I like Jeff.
I think it's going to determine how Harry Potter, Wonder Woman do as video games, and if those do well,
those superhero games.
Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, if those do well, I have a feeling Discovery or whatever they're called. I love it. I feel like if those do well, Discovery.
Sorry, go ahead, Attic. Sorry, we talking about Attic. Sorry.
I feel like if Discover sees good results in Harry Potter, good results in these IPs that are out right now being developed, Suicide Squad, I think you're going to eventually see them. Okay, maybe gaming is something we need to stick into. But I do feel like. In the flip side, if those games don't do well financially and they don't give Discovery the type of success that they feel like they deserve in that genre or that gaming industry in general, you're going to see a flash sale go on where they're like, just take it.
It would have to be a sweetheart deal where like IP licensing is included almost at cost without ongoing fees, where it's like, as long as you're making new games every couple of years, you get to keep the IP, sort of like those old Marvel licensing deals worked. And kind of like, if that's not going to happen, I don't know how much like Discovery would like have, or Discover, whatever it is, has the stomach for that. It just seems very far-fetched that any company would see the value in bringing on a liability of hiring literally thousands of new people that you have to now pay, you know, their wages and their benefits, and then you also have to go out and pay to license an IP. It is something that doesn't make a lot of sense in most cases.
And not to mention, it's not a gaming company too. It's not a gaming company.
Thanks, Jeff, for bringing
They're not gonna. They can have
I feel like
research.
I'm being used in existing beef.
No, listen, you know.
All I want Jeff to do is just give people the Hayachi.
Listen, so big, like my brother, one bad mother. Shout out to Xbox Era. So basically, what Jeff Grubb has said, you know, Microsoft and Netherrealm, it's just a matter of time. Just when, you know, and you've just stated. I'm so glad you broke the story here on IOP that it's just only a matter of time. And I'm gonna be tuning in on June 12th because of Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb said it here first, y'all.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What Jeff
We are
said
joking.
was
Totally
No one's gonna
professional,
make
totally
articles
professional.
Saying that Jeff Grubb
Go
said
write
that.
10 articles. You heard it here first. We need the traffic.
Just make sure you highlight on the Iron Lords podcast.
Make sure you give us a little views on that. Exclusive. And see, they keep sniping
Mortal
kids.
Kombat is I think an expensive thing. That game makes a ton of money. It is such a world beater in terms of like
nice
very
Game
few
Pass.
games that are probably as profitable as Mortal Kombat. So that's probably why it's been so hard to even sell, even if they do want to sell it.
Yeah, that would be
I'ma help
beautiful
you
for
out,
Game Pass.
Cog.
Continue.
In your personal opinion, Jeff, do you think NetherRealm is something that Microsoft should look at if they could?
Get the articles ready,
Yeah,
y'all.
because it's exactly the right kind of game. It's exactly the right kind of game that fits with Game
And
Pass.
I'm leading the witness.
Clip it. It's official. It's happening. June 12th. I'm tuning in. Thank you, Jeff Grubb. Man, you are.
And on June 12th, I'll be at the end of the show. I'll be.
I'm surprised Cog after
I
Jeff
was
Grubb
right
didn't say
again.
that. And said, that's all we got.
Oh man, don't let what's his name, man, Boo jump on stage. Oh man, let me stop.
He not.
Let
He
me
gonna jump on stage and say, "Listen, we'll be coming to Game Pass day and day."
You know, be like the you know, King would be so extra if Microsoft ever came out and said that NetherRealm isn't in the type of studio they're looking
we never
for.
hit end of it. We never hit end of it. Anyway, Savi, any more questions for Grubb on this topic, or before we move on?
No, man. I think it's interesting that, you know, it's like I think the perfect sort of way to look at this is to say this consolidation is happening now. It's kind of like it's kind of the natural evolution of things where these big companies are going to come together, be even bigger, and then that makes way to create a new AAA space from the smaller. And I
actually feel like we need it.
I think it's the nature of it. It's going to happen again as well. So
I mean, what games are EA and Activision? They don't make games anymore. They make a couple
that's
of games.
what I'm saying. Like
we need a company like honestly, it sounds weird, but we need Embracer. Like we need Embracer to be like, I believe in AAA games.
Exactly.
And like we're making 200, we're making 25 AAA games. Well, I hope they're really doing that, and because that is like a multiple of how many AAA games EA and Activision combined have made in the last several years. I mean they just don't believe in it anymore, and that's okay. Time to cash out.
Yeah,
let's create space for something new.
There needs to be a redefinition of that space.
The only thing
that's why I was just going to say that's why I was so open to Microsoft buying Activision because like besides all the personal stuff going on over there, like game wise, like they got too comfortable. Let's just keep making these type of formulas because we know Microsoft's going to do the same thing. But hopefully, if under leadership, they might take a little bit more risk in terms of what they want.
I mean, Game Pass frees them up to take those risks. That's the whole idea of Game Pass is a game doesn't have to be a 12 million seller on its own, as long as it is contributing to this overall thing that everyone can buy into in Game Pass. So like it just makes it work better, and that's exciting on its own. And then we have this whole other thing of now there's space in the market for a new AAA publisher to grow.
Yeah. My only thing I wanted to add, just in reference to EA, was just selfishly, I just want to know where Respawn goes. I'm such a Respawn fanboy, and shout out to Vince. Shout out to our boy Patrick Wren, who was at 343, who's now over there. He was on ILP before, and I'm dying to see what those guys cook up. And I got to be honest, my only concern is the names we're hearing. Not obviously, Microsoft is completely in bed with this Activision thing. They have to finalize that deal. It's all hands on deck. Sony, we don't know if that's in the range or even of interest, for them. And then when you hear the Amazons and and the Tencents, get a little concerned, just as far as the commitment to gaming is just my only thing. But we got to see what's going on. It is the market is. I'm with you, Sal. The market is transforming before our very eyes, and our traditional way of thinking is gonna have to change because this is where it's going.
And Cog, I actually feel like the more these big publishers are bought, the remaining big ones, like they're just naturally going to feel like they're worth more, and they're going to try to sell for more. So you hear Activision being bought for $70 billion. EA's over like, how much can we get for us?
How much? Yo, the fact that it was close to NBC Universal though, that's wow, that's crazy.
That's weird. Like that's like a strange bedfellow. Like because it's like, and like the talk was like Andrew Wilson would be the CEO of this new company. That's like, okay, how does that? And then maybe it's like, okay, they start making movies and shows based on all that stuff.
Shows, if anything, that shows NPCs they're interested in getting into the gaming market.
And I want to know, like, how much EA priced themselves out. Like, well, how crazy did they get with the number that NBC was like, you know what, fam?
Well, I mean, that's the whole, like, the part of that panic was as soon as, like, that deal went through, like, remember where EA was at right at that moment. They were just coming off a really disastrous Battlefield launch. And they were like, we cannot, Battlefield cannot be our marquee thing. What are we going to do? And they're like, point to Respawn. Point to Apex Legends, like point at that, and that's what they did. And they started running a bunch of commercials. And when they did their conference call with the investors, they're like, Apex Legends is doing great. What the hell are you talking about, Battlefield? That's not a thing. And their stock price went up, and it was like, so they're doing everything they can to make themselves appear as valuable as possible, because when they have these conversations, they really believe that they should be sold for quite some, like a pretty huge number, probably on par, if not just behind what Activision went for.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. Anyways, moving on, Scrub. Let me know how much time you got, because I definitely want to be respectful.
I'm probably going to head out in the next 10 minutes or so. So if you want to get a couple more questions in, I'm happy to talk.
Let's get one more topic, then we'll do super chats after that. Okay, so you want to do, y'all want to do which order? Which one y'all want? Y'all want to give them the Bungie joint, or y'all want to give them the PlayStation Plus lineup? What y'all want? Leave it up to
PlayStation Plus lineup.
All right, PlayStation Plus for $200. We're gonna do the Jeopardy joint.
We really like no.
I like it. Yo, that was so fun.
I ain't gonna lie, Jeff. When I saw that, I was like, I don't even care. I was like, I'm gonna post in the chat because I'm still in this. He got to know right now. I'm
still in Jeopardy. Like, steal it from us. Absolutely. We wholesale stole it from Jeopardy. So if anyone's wondering, we do
Can
for
you
our
make
Patreon
your own
members
questions?
Yeah, that's what I got. My guy that sets it up. I'll make sure that he gets you all the information.
Oh, please do. We gotta do. That's so much fun.
But you guys should come on and be a guest, because we have a third each month. So you guys come on next month. I need someone. So you guys choose your champion.
Yes.
Send them over. And
no doubt. We might be on next month. Solve an attic. Anyone is to.
As long as it's not retro stuff.
No, we can't say that.
There'll be a lot of retro
stuff.
Yeah,
we cannot say that. We're sending
We'll make sure there's a Destiny category. You'll be all right. I'll be doomed.
Yep, Destiny for 200. Anyway, moving on. We got a PlayStation Plus to revamp, right? We got some lineups. We got some games. What's going on?
So the lineup for the new revamped PlayStation Plus that's going to be coming out in June over here is actually out today in other parts of the world. I believe it's either today or it was in the past couple of days. So we're going to be getting it later in June. Yeah, they announced some of the games that were coming to these tiers, and I don't know, there's been sort of mixed reaction to it. I think a lot of people thought there would be a lot more games from the onset. Obviously, the things that when you look at the middle tier of the PS Plus sort of tier system now, that's where the vast majority of games are. That's where you're gonna get your PS4 games and your PS5 games, and the library there is pretty robust, especially if you have not played these games or gotten to these games in any way, shape, or form. Now, when you look at the top tier, which is the one that includes the demos, which includes access to old school games like PS1 and PSP games, some remastered games in the form of some PS2 games and PS1 games, I believe, and PS3 games that are accessible through the cloud, that's where sort of the conversation starts to change. And it's more about, this is, despite the fact that they're saying this is just the initial batch of games that we're announcing, it still feels like it's very, very thin. So it's just kind of, again, I'm not going to continue to belabor the point. This doesn't feel like it's competing with Game Pass in any way, shape, or form. At the same time, when you look at the price of this particular tier and you see what you're getting so far, especially when you know they have a lot of games that belong to them that it seems like could easily go into this
like legacy stuff,
legacy stuff that could easily go in day one. It just feels weird for it to be this limited. So I honestly don't know what their dedication to this is. And I think ultimately that's the thing. What is their dedication to this service in the long term? I mean, I'm in it again for at least a year to see kind of how it progresses. You know, Game Pass when it first started wasn't the greatest.
That is
now,
true. In fairness,
look at where it is. In fairness, so what do you guys think about this? Because I think the coolest thing to come out of what I've seen out of this top tier is that some old school PlayStation 1 games, specifically Siphon Filter was talked about, are going to get trophy support, and trophy support for a lot of people is big on the PlayStation side. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Do you think it's underwhelming? Do you think we really get more stuff? Do you think, and it's something I like to ask Jeff, is there any truth to this sort of rumor that they're actually working hard to try to figure out how to get you native PlayStation 3 games?
Oh, please. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I mean, the last I heard is they are working on it. I don't know if I would describe it as working hard. I think they're kind of investigating.
Looking into it. Yeah.
They got some people. They got the basement team working on it.
Right. It feels like the kind of thing where like, yeah, work on it, but here's your budget, man. Like, let's be real. And I think there's a chance that maybe
that moment from Day looking at the dollar bill. What is this?
Messy. Continue.
Maybe early next year, maybe they come back with something. I mean, I know that they are interested in trying to make that happen, but I think the reality comes down to do they think that is necessary to keep people subscribed, and a lot of that will come down to you know, like what is the percentage growth from like people who are on PSPlus Basic that now upgrade. I think there's probably going to be a pretty good number that do that and don't really think too much about how the things work in the background. I think most people are just gonna be like, I see a game on the list, I'm not gonna really think about how it works. That's cool. I'm just gonna play it. I think that this overall is pretty underwhelming, but also I'm still gonna subscribe on day one because I'm a sucker. So it's like, and then I think if you are someone who hasn't played a lot of these games, especially the list of PS4 games,
right?
If you're someone who hasn't played a lot of those, this is actually a pretty good deal.
Yes.
And you are in a completely different camp. And then for you, it's a good deal. Go for it. If it's underwhelming for me, good deal for you. We're both gonna subscribe. Well, that's a win for Sony. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Absolutely. Let's get Addict Man. Where you at with this PlayStation Plus list revamp? How's it looking for you?
I actually think it is a good competitive thing to Game Pass. The only thing it's really missing is the day-and-date games. And that's a huge thing. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like what Game Pass has done is it gives people that are coming into the platform a library of games for a low monthly cost, and I think this does it very well. You know, and it's like I said, like we literally just to switch away from Sony putting their games onto that service. I think if Game Pass starts, the value of Game Pass starts making them lose market value to the point where they feel like not doing it is costing them more money than having games being sold for a full retail $70 price day and day. I feel like that's when they hit that switch. But as far as this, I mean, you look at that list, it has good games. And if you're coming off, well, the thing that we need to start realizing is there is generations like my brother, generations below. People are coming into games in the masses every year, and they're trying to get them too, just as much as they're trying to keep the Kings happy, the Cognitos, the addicts happy. They're trying to get the new people coming into the gaming industry in general. And this is one of those things where you could buy a PlayStation 5, you could subscribe to whatever the Essential Premier, Creature Premier, I don't know what they're called, but you can get that second tier, and you're good for a couple months. You have plenty of to play.
Facts.
And I think that's what brings the value of Game Pass to its forefront, and I think that's what sells. Sure, the games coming in Game Pass day and date does well. Last year, you've seen that with Psychonauts, Wasteland. I don't know if Wasteland was out last year, but you guys get what I'm saying. You're seeing that with PlayStation, where sure, not all their games on there, but if you ain't played God of War last gen and you're getting a PlayStation, you're like, yo, what's this God of War? They're going to get that. And what that does too is that promotes Ragnarok. People are playing God of War. Yo, let me try Ragnarok. Oh, it's $70. I like the first one. I'll give them the money. And I think it's got a lot of things. It's just at the end of the day, it's not good competition, but it is a decent competition for Game Pass.
No doubt. King, where are you at with the PlayStation Plus lineup reveal?
I was with Game Pass when they didn't have anything.
Right.
All right, so I look at that and I'm like, all right, that's what's up. Anything that can get me to play my PlayStation, hell yeah, I'm all for it. $120 for the year, I'll pay it. I'm not gonna let them, do. I already broke down the finances on it. I see the value in it.
Okay.
Because there's a couple of games in there that if I do the price the cost to purchase those games. I don't care if they went down in value. I go at the initial retail price of certain games that I saw that's in there. If I go to that part, those games that I'm interested in, $120 is peanuts to what I see the value in it, right? So I'm gonna get it. I'm going to go play those games, and I'm gonna hope that day and date does happen. I can't champion a service for them to fix a service, and they rebrand PlayStation now and PlayStation Plus. All right, I can't champion something and want them to do something without supporting it for it to happen. You have to go to some place. You have to plant the seeds in order to see change. You have to tend the soil. You have to be there. So if I'm a vocal proprietor of what they're offering, then it might change. Now, Attic is right. Game Pass has a lot to do with this rebranding and them going in the games of service model and talking that stuff. Game Pass is pushing that forward, so we're going to see growth in Sony sector. I honestly believe that at some point in time, when they get a little bit more studios and they can release at a decent cadence, that they would do day and date. It's not cost effective for them to do day and date where they won't see the value in churning out a certain amount of games at a certain amount of time. Microsoft can do that with all the studios and stuff that they do have in the games that they do have in slate. So it's going to happen. I think you'll probably see something like a Disney Plus type of thing, whereas the game comes out in the movie theater a month or 60 days out, and then the game will come out on the PlayStation Plus platform.
Or like Tears. Rescue Rangers just came out day one, right?
Exactly.
But that wasn't a game. That's not even a Pixar. It's not like a Disney animation studios. It's something below. I think there's going to be a lot of that coming out of the game, where it's like PlayStation is like, this is a mid-tier, it's a AA, and we're going to fill in the gap with that. But you're still going to be paying our $70 games. You're going to be paying $70 for. They're going to do that for a while. I guess I got to head out.
Okay, brother.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Brother,
You guys have a good
Brother,
one.
have a good
Sunday.
one. Always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure.
For real, same.
Yeah,
Likewise.
man.
Have a good one, guys.
No
Bye.
doubt. So yeah,
and it's kind of strange that when you do look at it, that Sony is also one of the movie studios that were wholeheartedly saying that they weren't releasing their games on a streaming service. They were, their movies in a streaming service. They were releasing their movies in the movie theater. So I think that whole thought process permeates Sony itself as the company. And don't look for day and date if the movie section wasn't willing to do that as far as releasing in a pandemic. They were willing to hold their movies until the pandemic lifts, so you can go to the movie theater to see Spider-Man and stuff like that. So and Morbius and all other movies. Trust and believe they're going to hold on to their last breath to give you day and date.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the last thing they do.
I believe that. I look at it the same way. I think like initially
you'll get PC day and date long before you get that Surface day and date.
Yeah, initially at first, I remember when they announced it, I was underwhelmed because I'm like, I'm never a fan of, we're gonna give you 600 games. All right, what? like I'm never into just broad number statement, because to me that doesn't mean anything until I know what's in it. So now that we get more in it, I will say, like, from the AAA standpoint and the third party standpoint, they're giving people, like Alex said, who made, like, for me, I've played the majority of these games, but I could see how someone brand new to the service could be like, yo, I'm going to get Red Dead, I'm going to get God of War. Now, where it does value for me is where it's like, look, there are joints that, let's be honest, $70, I'm not jumping into Gran Turismo like that, right? Yeah. For $70, I'm not a Demon Souls guy. I'm not they're not going to get that from me. But now you're telling me a year later, right, or a year and a half, or whatever the cadence is, that will be in there. So now I'm like, oh, I was just going to wait on anything I'm lukewarm, and I'll just jump in there. Now, obviously, the big boys I'm going to get. But, I thought it was cool. I thought that list, the initial list was cool from that tier. I'm with Solve, though, like, the thing that pisses me off is that they do it a little Game Pass stuff and they doing a little Nintendo stuff. And Nintendo got this thing where we know damn well, Nintendo, you got this plethora of history, all these great games, supposed to be here. And I'm a PlayStation 1 fanboy. I am that Vita and PSP fanboy. Like, where they at? You know what I'm saying? So when I come listen, they like, yeah, siphon filter, and I'm like, all right, what else? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like you threw one PSP game, you got the Super Stardust or whatever, and it's like, come on. And then the thing for me where I'm kind of with King on this part is like, the PS Now part still feel like it's forced in the back door. Like the PS3 section is literally PS Now. It's like you gonna stream these joints and that's it. And just I'm hoping, like what Grubb said, is like please give that download option, right? Give that logo so we're not forced to stream that aspect. But look, and you know, obviously the number one question is it compared to Game Pass? I don't think so, but I think, you know, the day and date aspect of Game Pass, the fact that, you know, you can stream the games on other devices, and the fact that there's an ultimate tier that gives you the whole PC aspect to it as well, is still a more appealing package overall. But I'm not going to sit there and say like this is the worst. The question I got, because I forgot to ask Grubb before he left, was me and Maddie had this little debate, not a serious debate, but like we seen that Ubisoft Classic is in this, and I think it was surprising because all the talk we always heard Ubisoft Plus associated kind of with Xbox, right? And that's going to eventually happen. Ubisoft Plus. Now, this is not Plus. This is Classic. And granted, some of them games is like, you know, Splinter Cell 1 and Division 1 and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But I'm curious what y'all think. And I know me and you've had this conversation on the phone. But I'm curious with Solve and King. Like, do you think because PlayStation has this deal with Classic that this will prevent Xbox from getting Plus that was allegedly rumored, like, because that me and Maddie going at it. Maddie's like, yo, I think Sony dropped the bag off, and you know, I don't know if that deal gonna go down now. You know what I'm saying? So, Saul, let's start with you and then King as far as Ubisoft Classic and Plus then.
So, question: I could have sworn there was a Ubisoft related thing already in Game Pass.
Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass. It's coming to Xbox, but it's not part of any.
It's not
service.
part of any service,
like,
right?
It's part of their service, their PlayStation service.
Right. Right.
No. So what do you mean it's part of their PlayStation service?
Like you buy that $15 or $18 tier. I don't know what.
Yeah, whatever the highest tier, I think you get the Classic.
Get it naturally with
it comes into this. So on Xbox, it would be a totally separate thing purchase.
That's what the assumption is.
The assumption is. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Again, I mean, these guys are constantly playing chess with each other, trying to block each other's moves. So if the assumption was that at some point Microsoft was going to try to make a bigger play at Ubisoft, then why not try to block them in any which way that you can? Again, at the end of the day, I don't know how big that bag would be and what that means, but the fact that at this point what we're looking at is a kind of a deeper integration into PlayStation that there's going to be with Xbox. Yeah, you just never know. You got to think about where Ubisoft sees themselves in the market. They've had, you know, a number of sort of free-to-play games that have not hit the way they wanted to the point where they have to close them, you know, very quickly. The stuff they have on the horizon is sort of like more of the Division sort of free-to-play stuff. Yeah. So in a world where I think PlayStation with this PS Plus sort of thing is at some point going to try to shore up that service with free-to-play games, with games that people could just gravitate to and not necessarily pay beyond, you know, what they would pay for the service. And if we go with the assumption that even their multiplayer games that are being developed, whatever they're 10 multiplayer centric games or whatever, or service-based games, yeah. If we're assuming that they're going to try to charge up front for those games and not put them into the service day one, then it would make sense to sort of start making these third-party deals that, in the same way that Microsoft with a Back 4 Blood or something like that has done, to sort of shore that up. So, yeah, it's interesting. We'll see. I'm going to see what kind of this begins to bring. Obviously, we're looking at older games to start with, but if some of those games do still have their servers open, and you know, and they see sort of a bump in the multiplayer aspect of those games through that service, I could definitely see that happening. On the Xbox side, we'll see. Again, because like you said, if the bag has been dropped off, then conversations are only going to get to a certain point, and then they're going to be blocked off. So I honestly don't know. I think, you know, when you look at the EA stuff, they're on both. Like all of these third-party publishers that tried their hand at doing this themselves on the PC, realized that it wasn't the deal are just probably trying to get their service onto every single damn platform they can. So they're gonna get in bed with everybody. Is an assumption that's fair to make. Whether, you know, like you said, bags are dropped off, then maybe they're in bed with one as opposed to the other. We'll see.
So to be determined. TBD.
TBD. But I do think the smart thing would be to try to get on every platform.
Yeah. Ubisoft been known to take bags from everybody. They like bags. They just stay there. They
love bags.
They love bags.
Day one bags. They love
day one bag. They all about it. King, Ubisoft is your people's. Classic is on, you know, this joint. Like, do you think on PlayStation Plus, do you think that stops anything from Ubisoft Plus happening with Xbox? Do you think it's separate? Where you at?
Well, PlayStation has a little curated thing called Classics. It's
here we go.
It's me too. Hey guys.
Lord Flake called you King backhanded compliment.
Like they talking to Great Adventures. This is Donny Park. They talking to Great Adventures. Like we got rides too.
Oh,
shut up.
They gotta shut up.
Shut up.
Oh my god. You not pumped for Ubisoft Classic?
They want to say it first. We got Ubisoft Classics. This is what we have inside. You got Ubisoft Plus launching an Xbox later. The real thing, the full suite, like the full suite. This ain't all. They got the all inclusive. You got the. You got. Yo. You can have the shrimps, but you can't have. You order shrimps and broccoli. You just got shrimp. You don't get the broccoli. Your situation don't call for that.
Oh my!
Yo, listen. These dudes is amped about it. Good, be amped about it. Clap your hands, smack your feet together. This ain't blocking what somebody else is doing. What I found out is the family that that owns the majority stake inside Ubisoft said they don't want to be sold to anybody, right? And they will continue to keep the majority stake in the said company, so that can never happen. Now, I thought they was BSing when it came to that. I'm like, money talk, BS walk. When Microsoft walk and bust you upside your head with the bag, you gonna fall over. But now I see that these dudes is over here giving these dudes small bite-sized portions of their situation, and they get in the bag. Because think about it this way. Without that Ubisoft, they joint look anemic, right? So you say, yeah, see,
they got you, Sony got you.
So the fact that they said, okay, yo, we're gonna give them the little curated joint, and they're gonna be happy with this. See, I never seen so many dudes smacking their feet together and their hands together, talking about, oh my God, King, it's crazy. They got Ubisoft. You got Classics. They letting you know it's not Ubisoft Plus. You got the little car. Like you know how you went in there and you thought you look at the big version of the Escalade,
the rental joint, the small, the compact SUV. That's what we doing.
You got the clown car. You got the clown car. Pack inside, and all y'all can pack out later. Don't stop it. Stop it. Just be happy, because without this, think about it this way. Without this, you really ain't got nothing in that situation. All right, so y'all was like, oh, we got Valhalla.
They got Red Dead. They got Red Dead.
I've never seen dudes cap so hard for Valhalla in my whole life. And y'all, it's beautiful to see, but it's not going to stop. Money don't stop. It's not going to stop. They got a bag from y'all. They're going to get a bag from them. And they're going to get a bag from whoever else decides they want some curated stuff on their joint. All right, Microsoft was going to get the full joint. And when y'all look over and be like, wow, what your plate look like? See, the difference is, but let me say this.
Yes.
The difference is when the Ubisoft Plus is launched on the Microsoft platform, it's going to be like how EA Plus was in the beginning, separate fee. You understand? So you're gonna have the whole Ubisoft joint. You gotta have the cash to get in that. All right, and then later on they'll probably do some joint that it can get inside the Game Pass thing. It doesn't fit the Game Pass model, but a curated joint fits inside the PlayStation joint, and they did pay out the nose for it because they joint looked a little anemic. But to bring it in it's a bonus. It's a huge bonus. I'm not saying that it's not. They're gonna keep sniping me. I'm not saying that it's
The
not.
feds are not happy with you.
But I'm just telling dudes, stop the cap. Y'all out here with it ain't like y'all got something really special. No boom pow. You just got boom bap. All right, so get up out of here with the boom bap.
Attic, final thoughts on that Ubisoft Classic, Ubisoft Plus thing.
I feel like Sony backed up the truck and they're stopping that service from going in Game Pass Ultimate.
Xbox.
Can you bet your knees on that?
I heard
Bet
about
your
that
knees
at
on
the
that?
end. Sure.
Oh,
All right,
we got one.
So okay,
When is this
June 13th, I want to holler at you again.
Okay, so what's the
Okay,
parameters so what's the bet?
if June 13th, if
Ubisoft Plus or Play or whatever is in any form or fashion on Xbox, your knees is the king.
No, it's got to be in Game Pass Ultimate.
No.
That's what it is. No,
That's literally the whole point of my
That's how it's
conversation.
blocking it. How is it blocking it? If it's over there, if it's in the ecosystem, how is it a block?
So you mean to tell me I literally was talking about being an ultimate, you're trying to do needs, and then when I agree to it, you say, oh, it can't be an ultimate. When I literally said ultimate.
Well, so King, you're saying that your King
my knees all day.
Yeah.
So when I yell out, give me them knees.
So wait, King. So you're saying that even as long as it comes over, that's what you're saying because
that's right. As long as it's inside this situation. If you in the environment, if you in the club, you in the club.
Right.
You
so you saying it don't matter that it got to be a Game Pass?
Yeah, I told you it's not coming in Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
It's coming to the Microsoft ecosystem, and it's gonna be the full.
They already announced it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So anytime you want to slide your knees to me, exactly.
But
that's
does
what
it,
this
does
was.
it open up the door for specific games getting a day-and-date Game Pass thing? Does it open
That's
up
a
the
good
door
question.
for that sort of stuff?
Nah, I don't think so. I think they're gonna put the Ubisoft Plus, make
Nah,
you buy a pay
think-
out the nose, and you're gonna either have that extra service on your joint, but you're gonna have the full joint.
I think-
you ain't gonna have a sprinkle.
Because Ubisoft's been pretty supportive over Game Pass, haven't they, in the past?
I mean, just isn't Origins coming this week with it's finally coming this week with 60 FPS.
I feel like
All I
they
know
major
is-
games they don't be really throwing them.
Thank you.
I feel like Valhalla. They had what
They
I
just
know.
put
I know it.
Extraction on there.
I ain't
They
like
put
that.
Rainbow Six
Rainbow
Siege on
Six is
there.
big. Yeah, Rainbow Six is the big one. But like,
Alright.
I feel like when I look at a game like Division 2,
Chat,
I'm like,
Ubisoft games just went to Game Pass. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in
I'm
chat.
curious what it is.
yeah, I feel like some of they big joints they don't really.
I think Steep was on there at one time.
Who?
The crew,
Yeah, I
was
believe
the
Steep
crew on
was-
there? I don't know. if
Yeah,
the
I
crew
believe
was
the
on
crew
there.
in Steep was.
I mean, but
Yeah,
it's
we've
the
never
crew
seen a
is-
Far Cry game. go
Yeah,
on
that's
there.
what I'm talking about. The big
like
boys.
For Honor.
Yeah, the big boys though. You know
For
what I'm
Honor's
saying?
been on there.
Yeah, For Honor's been on there. I'm talking about like the only big boy that I consider. Again, this is my opinion. I feel Siege was a big deal, and they got them going. But I'm looking for like the Valhallas and stuff day one. I'm looking for like the Far Cries, the Division 2s, and you know what I'm saying? Even the Ghost Recons, was the Ghost Recons in there? I don't even know. Like, I mean, I just feel like some of the big ones, the ones they really champion, I don't know. I feel like those don't come, and if they do, it'd be like really late. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll see.
I think when it comes to the Ubisoft thing, I just personally feel like, because that's the rumor we heard. We heard that
Right.
it's similar to EA Play. It's going to be that service is going to be merged with EA with Game Pass Ultimate. And I've been hearing that since like damn near the end of 2020.
We've been hearing that for
So it's been a minute, and I feel like this might be the reason because like if you look at a lot of predictions to last E3, people said that Ubisoft Plus is coming to the service, and I think maybe at some point in time, Sony back that truck up, like we want your stuff in our service. So I think you're going to see the service itself, but you're not going to get it like tagged on to Ultimate. You're going to have to pay for it.
Well, y'all both agree on the same point. Y'all both saying the same thing. Anyway, moving on. That's all I got. So, if you want to get these super chats before we get to the last topic?
Hold on, let me make sure nothing else popped.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
I think I got everything.
I think while you do that,
Taco.
we got shout out. He didn't say anonymous. Somebody bought the long sleeve, throw him in the bushes. Salute.
That's funny.
I haven't seen throw him in the bushes in a minute. Salute to the
We
throw
ain't
him in
about
the
to throw that in the bush.
Huh?
Shout out to you getting that because I didn't get a chance to talk to
the merch team.
Yeah, that for whatever reason hasn't moved. Like I don't know.
Well, you know what? the design on it needs to be.
We need a revamp. We need a revamp.
We need to fix that bill. We need to go over there.
To be honest with you, a lot of our
we're gonna do a merch revamp, y'all. We're gonna do a merch revamp. But salute to you for anonymous. But next time when y'all on the checkout, leave a comment so we can give y'all you know what I'm saying, shout out official.
It was me. Every time you don't leave a comment, I'm gonna claim your stuff. I bought it.
It's still being shipped to you. I could not get your merchandise. Anyway, moving on.
I'm just taking the credit for the buy. I didn't buy it. I'm
You're
just taking the
ridiculous.
credit for the buy.
Ridiculous. So
Yeah. Okay. So we got a couple that I missed. So shout out to Hargeet for
salute
shouting out because I didn't realize they.
salute to Hargeet. She ain't a homie.
So we got Hargeet Shani, $5 super chat. Salute to the Lords for all of those not able to continue paying for Game Pass. Here's a 3-month global
Wow.
Wow. So the super chat was in the chat, so I'm assuming somebody got this
somebody
global
probably
code.
grabbed that.
So shout out to Hargeet. Thank you so much for providing for the children.
Yes, helping out the unfortunate. Yes, salute.
Then we have Christopher Jetser, $5 super chat. Weird West is in Game Pass. He says Christopher Hart. I would love.
Where's Christopher Hart? Haven't seen
No, he in there. He in there. I've been talking to him.
Yeah, he got to save up for the service.
So Christopher Jetser says Weird West is in Game Pass. I would love for Evil West to come to Game Pass. Do we know if EW is coming? I don't. That's what I meant because I meant Evil West. I know Weird West was in there, but I don't know if you thought I was talking about Weird West, not Evil West. I lost you.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Damn.
No, Todd got up. This guy put his head down.
It was silence for a moment.
No, I don't know if it's on there, and I don't know if it's coming.
Drawn TJ, $10 super chat. Dude, I hate these people capping, saying Game Pass has no value now, and there are no new games really. You have Forza, Sniper Elite 5, which I love. I can't wait to shoot some Nazis in the crotch. And MLB The Show, take your butt over to PlayStation and pay $80. Then we got Mikey Mighty 5, $5 super chat. Since it would be difficult for Xbox to buy a Japanese studio, could Phil send Shinji Mikami a bag to expand Tango Gameworks? I mean, yeah, you could always expand Tango, that's for sure. Then we have Jazz Gordon, $10 super chat. Jeff is a cheater. Battle shrimp forever. And yeah, I guess he's talking about their battles online. Then we have Don Otaku, $5 super chat. I feel like the Series X and S will eventually overtake the 360 when xCloud takes off and they get a console to seamlessly connect at home also. Okay, so he's saying that the console in conjunction with playing things in the cloud on their phones will work. We'll see. And we got Jez again, £5 super chat. Jeff told me in DM that Persona is definitely coming to Xbox.
Yeah, that was funny.
Then we got Hollywood Rules, $5 super chat. Jumped on to hear the King wants the 3DS reparations. Love ILP Sundays. Have a great show, my brothers. Are you guys still doing a Doctor Strange review? Hashtag Reggie Shebang.
I think me and Attic need to do that because I don't know about these other two guys. Yeah, we got over 600 people in the chat. Let's get those likes up. Share that out, please.
Then we got Mr. Irishman, £10 super chat. I seen Square trademarked Final Fantasy VII integrate again. Could this mean that the mythical Xbox port is coming? Could Xbox lean on third party to get more ports that previously skipped the console to fill this year? Yeah, we'll see.
Coming to Switch.
Yeah, probably. Then we got Lord Meyerhoof. Shout out to you, sir. Member for 9 months. I agree with Saab. Regardless of how the Xbox is doing in Japan, if there's no demand, no way the console would be sold like this, despite PS5 problems. Exactly. There is demand. People like it. Then we got Hargeet Chani, $2 super chat. Yakuza 0, 1, and 2 did leave Game Pass, unfortunately. Okay, so those did leave. Has to be fairly recently. Yeah. Then we have Mr. Irishman, member for 11 months. Xbox should money hat the next Tales of game and Nier games. Ooh. Both of those series with a Microsoft AAA budget on Game Pass day one would make waves. I would just make waves to be on their day one, period. That would be something. Mm-hmm. Then we got Drogba, $5 super chat. Mm-hmm. Much love, Lords. Japan is a design-forward market. In terms of form factor, the Series S won this round. That is for sure.
I agree with that. Little man outside, little man. Salute.
And we got Necromancer Zale, $10 super chat. I like the Xbox supporting more Japanese studios, but I don't want them taking their eyes off Eastern European studios. I feel that they've been the most innovative studios in video games right now. Yeah, I don't think I think their eye is on the prize there as well.
Yeah.
The brightest sun with the £5 super chat. Microsoft will do a big splash in Japan by acquiring a publisher, and I bet on Capcom, as only Capcom does not have hotels, pachinkos, anime, or manga business.
Don't bet on Capcom.
I actually feel like
we'll get them.
I actually feel like they have a better chance at buying a company that is focusing on other stuff because they're not valuing the gaming portion of their company. So I feel like Sega is a good candidate because like Sammy doesn't seem like they care. Like,
but the thing is, Sega sold out a lot of their stuff too as well.
They
Like
they
got
lean. They got attractive.
So we'll see.
They ain't going no place. That Sonic is hitting in the movie theaters. They are not selling.
They're chilling.
Nobody.
Here come King.
Wow.
Here come King. Shut everybody down.
I will say
High in
that
the
Sonic doing. I will say that Sonic doing well might have a lot to say in where they go in the future.
Oh man, don't
They
let
ain't
them.
going no place. Their pockets is fat.
Phil Dominus come
if that
outside
Sonic
and this.
Frontier hits, oh my god!
Yo, this is the crazy thing. If it is gonna hit because that Sonic movie is buck bananas. So the thing is, these dudes is out here. The better they do, the more. Think about it this way: the more money you have in your pocket. Can anybody tell you anything? I really can't hear you, bro.
I feel that. Don't let Phil come out there with the Sega shirt.
He been doing
Denny's
this
my
for a
man.
Check this out. The wildest thing about this, and what I don't like is, and really about the Ubisoft thing that you was talking about earlier. I really can't stand this. On that third-party preview indie developer showcase crap that we got mad crap for. Valhalla was front and center.
Right.
How the hell it make it across the street when you rolled out the red carpet?
Oh, you don't like them talking to them dudes.
Listen,
you don't like them talking to them dudes.
That's an L.
Ooh.
That's an L.
Listen,
because if that game don't make it to your platform before, and you spend the money to show it, you was out there twirling her around, you brought her in the dress,
brought her in front of everybody.
You was flossing with her on the street. It was your indie showcase, your little third party joint, and she was front and center. Remember, I was like, Odin, all that other stupid stuff that I was saying. You had me looking like a fool out in these streets, and then she over there shopping, and she living over there. She got a condo over there in a service. I know it's curated.
That's why I told you was over there. He was big capping last
I'm
2 ILP.
Right
Talk about forget your WB. They need to get Ubisoft. And I'm like, she's over there doing unspeakable things. She's for the streets.
We found out Ubisoft for the streets. She take your money.
She take your money.
Man, the chat, we giving you great entertainment. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button.
Indeed. Oh, she's a gold nigga. Way over town.
That's big, no me.
I ain't saying she a gold nigga. But shit. Listen, that Ubisoft Classic did not feel good.
Microsoft sitting there with Hayashi.
From the optics, that's how Hayashi faced with that. Yes.
See,
what?
Y'all must have forgot, but I ain't forgetting.
That's true. I forgot about that. They had the marketing rights for Valhalla. They put it in third. That was like a front and center Series X. Yeah.
They drove her to the prom and everything. And she was dancing with the next dude.
Yeah, she outside. She definitely outside.
You got her corsage. You with it. And she left with the other guy.
Yeah, she over there wearing classic rollies, and I don't know what's going on over there.
Highly disgusting.
Highly disrespectful.
That right there is an L.
Shout out to Ubisoft.
Shout out to Jamaican Jim.
They making moves. So what else we got?
Then we got Slowbo Backslap member for 24 months. Thank you, brother. Afternoon, Lords. Good to see the homie Grubb in the realm. In regards to this topic, Sony stopped caring for Japan when the main button went from O to X.
That was a big deal, though. That was underrated.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was Jim.
Shout out to Jim. Jim's laid the law down. This is a European thing, bro.
Sony stopped caring about Japan when he dissolved the studio.
Yeah.
And said, you make games that get served in the box.
Yeah, different. It was a new day. He came through with
I
it.
like your style. Make those games that ship in the box, Astrobot, as you do Astrobot now.
I can't. What else we got?
Then we got let me see, the Irish Carp, $7.
Oh, the
chat.
homie. Speaking
Shout
of
out to you,
Ubisoft,
sir.
we always
Happy
mad at
Lord's Day,
Ubisoft.
lad.
Shout out to Ubisoft, my man. Irish Carp, salute. Hey, man. Hey, hey guys. Hey, guys. Forgot y'all listen. Damn. Forgot y'all listen. Shout out to Ubisoft. Shout out to them.
Happy Lord's Day, lads. Jeff, keep rocking it. Cog, see you soon in
Oh,
NYC.
pull up at NY, brother. When you pull up, you already know we're going to do it big time. Ubisoft in the building. My man, Carpet, LordsOfGaming.net in the building. And the Xbox. Oh man, why am I forgetting everything Xbox? Everything Xbox. One of the most highly growing Facebook groups and communities in the realm. So salute to my man, the Irish guy. We had him on. Remember, he came through one time. You know what I'm saying? Pulled up. So salute to him. Yo, Addict, you got to get Addict out that chair. We got to bring Wood chair back. Addict back. He too. Look at this man. He out here about to get a good nap in. That chair too good. Like y'all see Addict do this. When you see Addict do this, you know that chair is right.
You're right.
His head all cradled.
Yeah, woo, that boy about to get a napkin and some food. He good. He ready to end the
Excuse me for
podcast.
being comfortable once in like 6 weeks.
Nah, we got to bring the wood chair. I don't like your
You don't need
focus
those
levels.
knees. You don't need those knees when you're sliding them over.
Nah, salute the Addict chair. What else we got?
Then we got Flame, $2 super chat. I think they didn't break the Starfield news day. I think he's talking about Japan. They're selling in Japan because they
So
haven't
they
broke
don't
the
know about
Starfield
it.
news yet. They don't know about it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, news travels slow.
Then we got Necromancer's Ale, $2 super chat. BioWare would fit in nicely with Bethesda. See? Then we got the homie Big Cloud Gaming.
Oh yeah, shout out to Big Cloud, the homie new LordsOfGaming.net member. We working on your credentials, bro.
Poached.
Yes.
Poached.
Working on your credentials, bro.
Y'all out there, you was running around with them other dudes, you poached.
We got Big Cloud Gaming, $2 super chat. I'm late, but I made it.
Oh, that's the homies.
Hashtag the Lord's Day.
No doubt. Salute to Big Cloud. You did all that. No doubt.
Then we got Dono Taco, $5 super chat. They just announced a Yakuza crossover in Rainbow Six Siege. These live service game crossovers are getting out of control. That's crazy. I looked it up. That's true. I don't know what the heck that is, but that's kind of awesome.
Blessings.
Then we got Double Ray, $2 super chat. On 4/16, Ubisoft announced Plus is coming to PlayStation later. So they are bringing the Plus version of that.
Yeah, you gotta pay for that. Separate.
Then we got
curated.
You gotta stop minimizing that. Like that's some value meal.
You get shrimp, no broccoli.
Stupid.
And
Continue.
we got Lord Metroid, $2 super chat. Check an indie game called May Fornado. Okay, it looks great. Okay, I'll look that up. Then we have, we jumped a little bit. Hold on a second. Let's go back. We got Echelon 7, The Darkness, member for 17 months. Shout out to the hilarious lords from Fordham Heights. Peace to the road, no doubt. Shout out to you, Fordham.
So the Fordham, salute.
Fordham Road, no doubt.
All right,
No doubt.
no doubt.
Then we got B. Lou, member for 10 months. Salute to the lords. This my Sunday school fellas. War Anderson, Spider Silver, the GOAT.
He was the GOAT. I gotta give it to him. That boy was something different.
Him and Floyd making it look easy.
Yeah, salute B-Lo, no doubt. What else you got?
Then we got Donald Taco, $10 super chat. I don't know if y'all seen that the new Atomic Heart trailer, but what the new Atomic Heart, but it looks so fire. I'm still hoping it makes it this year, but if not, Game Pass gonna be even more brazy in 2023. Yeah, that's actually good. Was gonna be one of my predictions. Like we see Atomic Heart big time this year.
It better not find its way into a curated edition. Then the dubs is all the way around.
Yeah, we all caught up. All right,
yes,
cool.
sir.
Let's get this last one up and get up out of here. Is Addict too comfortable? Yeah, man. We gotta get this is King's topic, man. Bungie very outspoken recently. Some comments about they won't be muzzled by Sony over abortion rights. Comments. Shout out to Metro.co. So so it looks like While Insomniac was forced to keep quiet about the abortion rights debate in the U.S., Bungie pledges not to be silenced by its new owner. The majority of the games industry has kept quiet over the leaked Supreme Court draft that says it will overturn Roe v. Wade. Bungie was the first studio to publicly decry it. Short after the leak, they said his decision is a blow to freedom in America. It's definitely a lengthy statement. I'm not going to read the whole statement, but they were definitely against that. And then they said this is not Sony's take on the issue. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan recently sent out a letter to employees asking them to respect differences of opinion among everyone regarding the issue. Now, they said with Bungie set to become a first-party studio, there are concerns that its new owner will attempt to silence Bungie and prevent it from taking public stances like this in the future. So shout out to Skill Up. I think he put a tweet out and was saying that as a result of that, it would, kind of suck if Bungie, because they've been known to be outspoken, would be silence. However, Bungie itself promised that will not happen. With senior community manager Dylan Gaffner, shout out to DMG on Twitter, he said there will never be a muzzle big enough to stop us from standing up for what's right. CEO Pete Partson then backed up Dylan's comment and said, insinuating that if Sony ever attempts to silence Bungie on this or any similar political matters, Bungie will adamantly defy it. So I think I now know why King chose this topic. So King, the floor is yours. What do you want to say about this stuff? Because normally we don't do the political stuff. But this
First of all, we're not going to talk about the seriousness of Roe versus Wade.
Right, correct.
My jokes only stems from a whole different perspective.
Yes, where are you going with
and this is just jokes. You ever been outside somebody and you're like, yo, what, you going outside with that? Why are you wearing that? You're not going to tell me what to do. I know you did not. Listen now. We married. That don't mean you own me. Oh. You do not own me. I get to do and choose how I want. I'm outside. So remember in the beginning of the contract, right?
Yes.
They was like, yeah, we'll sign with you, but we got to be for everybody. So now you got a first party studio they got to say with a caveat, the thoughts and opinion of Bungie does not reflect the owner and proprietor of said Bungie. In fear of upsetting Bungie and Bungie taking a ball and going home. Because we know what Bungie do when they don't like what's going on over there.
That's a fact.
Yo, I'm just saying, they ain't even get the first game out. We seeing a little bit of back talk. Like, what's up? What's up, man? The checks ain't even clear. The ink ain't even dry. And they like, who you talking to like that? Yo! Oh, no, he did not. No. He must not know who he talking to. Yo! You got me messed up for somebody else, boy.
Oh, listen, no.
You better read the fine print. In the fine print, it say, I do what I want, how I choose, why I choose, when I choose. You best to know
Forte said Bungie wears the pants in this relationship.
Exactly. And I'm just saying, all right, so in all seriousness, right, we're not going to look at the seriousness of that whole thing and the whole... We are here for the jokes. We play video games.
Yes,
we're not in the political arena. This is not it. I saw levity in something that was serious, and we have to bring a little bit of levity to the world. So that's all I'm talking about. I want y'all to address it on that level. Aspect, not on the other level.
Okay, Addict. So is Bungie acting up in these streets, and will she have to bend the knee? Because Sony got that, cut the check.
It just depends on how well those lawyers did when they drafted up that contract.
Bungie's lawyers is known to be super ill. They got out of Activision. They got out of Microsoft.
This is a little bit different. This is a little bit different than the Activision thing, because I still feel like we have to see a little bit in terms of like how they interact with the company after it's made, but this proves Bungie ain't gonna be told what to do in any way, shape, or form. I'm curious if it's like Sony and Bungie are in like the honeymoon phase, and Sony don't know if they want to really come out there and say stuff like right now. But it's easy to say that you could speak out and Sony can't do nothing when you're on the right side of the argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious if they was on the wrong side of the argument, would Sony really let them come out there and say stuff? It doesn't matter. Right. You know, and we're not going to know that until, you know, they say something that's very, you know, against the wind. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to see that. Like, obviously it's okay to say something like this because for the most part, everyone's on the same level. Like, you know, that's not right. Basically. So we got to see.
Hold on, I got to come for Christopher Hall. He the homie. I never bother him, but I got to come because he said Sony most likely did not want to get involved, not really silent stuff. Come on now. Now here's the caveat, Christopher, because it is a little bit of solace because of the obviously we're not going to talk about the issue, like King said. Yeah, but not talking about the issue. Because of the issue. Right after a controversial email by PlayStation boss Jim Ryan leaked, a report surfaced that developer Insomniac Games sent a 60-page document to Sony, the parent company, demanding that it does better by its employees. So Insomniac did not like Jim Ryan, but get this:
are infested. Bungie ain't the best, but Apple is spoiling the bunch.
But
wait till Naughty Dog hear about it.
You stupid. As a result, both Insomniac and Sony are reportedly donating to a reproductive rights organization, but under one condition. PlayStation Studios aren't allowed to release any official statements no more on the matter. So there is a side. It's like, all right,
there's a movement. Yeah, Bungie started a movement.
Just don't go to the public with you feel.
This really could, like, this could be a domino effect where. You know, here's the thing, like, regardless, you can't do nothing about the studios. The studios are already bought. Bungie's a little bit different because they got their clauses. They love their clauses. But when it comes to the other studios, that's how you start losing talent is when you don't let people speak about stuff they feel strongly about. Especially all the women talent that work for their companies. Right. Like, that's when it gets slippery because then at that point, if you're you got that aspect where you're not letting people talk, then you got another aspect where it's like you're not delivering enough like Bungie does. Why can they talk but I can't?
And then
so that's gonna start issues
the new
too.
Person here got all his power. I've been here for 25 years. I want to know why he got seniority.
Oh, like you doing the hood ratchet chick voice.
Listen, I always get Christmas off. Why the hell now I gotta work Christmas and they get Christmas off? Please tell me, Sony.
Yeah, like I said, Dylan's comments were very strong. He said, "I admit I'm just a community manager in the grand scheme, but I'm confident in the following: we are and will continue to be Bungie. There will never be a muzzle big enough to stop us from standing up for what's right." I love how
he said a muzzle big enough.
Like so that's a shot.
Your monies ain't cool over here like that. Your money don't buy nothing.
And then Pete Parson, the CEO of Bungie, when somebody say, "Yo, we certain, you know, we'll Pete," because Pete's really the decision maker. But what you go to community manager, Pete was like fairly saying that Pete will stand by Dylan on this comment, which is community manager, and Pete Parson replied, he said, "Yeah, I did." So he co-signed the statement.
I'm down with the message and all that other stuff.
I'm down with it too. It's just at the end of the day, when stuff hits the fan, are they willing to lose that money Sony gonna funnel through that company? I don't know.
Shout out,
because it's one thing to say something, but when they got their checks, but they want checks in the future. They ain't just want that check.
Addict, to your point, shout out to Hog. I'm gonna skip Solve. Shout out to Hog.
They want to fund the games too.
Shout out to Hog and Shadi with the follows. Which he says Sony can't really tell Bungie to do anything as the acquisition is not complete. Still has to pass regulatory approval. So the ring ain't on just yet.
Yeah, it ain't even official.
You know what'd be crazy? Because Bungie,
I hope.
You know what'd be crazy? Because Bungie's really big on freedom of speech. They're really big on speaking on matters that are important.
Yeah, they are.
What's crazy is like this thing with the emails, the thing with Insomniac Games. Once a Bungie pulls out of the deal.
But I mean, if we go play devil advocate, Sony, Jim Ryan's statement is getting attacked. But Jim Ryan just say, hey, I guess like don't pick a side, let it
just keep it down.
But
keep
that's
it down.
Still
don't go public.
Telling people not to pick a side is picking a side at that point. So
exactly. Being silenced is, but we're not gonna talk about that. But the funny part about all of this right now, it ain't even official. They already got other people acting Makariao up in there. Yo, Sam, they looking over. They like, what? Oh, for real? What? Did you see that email? Yes, I did.
Hey, yo, you got something to do with this hood chick trick. What you doing? That's Bungie.
And they do that with the head. You got to do with the neck. What?
That was the email as a reaction.
I hope that it's exactly how Bungie says, that Sony's not going to like intervene with what systems their games release on. Sony's not going to come in and tell them, oh, you know, we don't want you. And I hope Bungie's serious and they know exactly that they can't be told to do certain things. But I don't know, part of me just feels like, look, like when you spend that kind of money, part of me does kind of feel like it's going to be like Sony going to pop in there. They're going to keep the door open.
But here's the thing. I feel you, but right now we didn't get to the ceremony yet. So if there's the time to act up, it's now to see where you at with it, right?
And see, and then it's just like what we said. We ain't even signed.
We ain't got the paperwork. We ain't even got a wedding date.
So how do we know that if that paper was signed, Sony on that? Yo, you gotta stop it. Now don't make me come down there and kick that dude off of social media.
I'm just saying, Bungie got some of the best lawyers I have ever seen.
They got Tina Turner.
I don't even know how they negotiated this deal that those games are not exclusive to PlayStation.
It's not that they don't have good lawyers. It's that I'm concerned that the people at Bungie themselves are corruptible. Where it's like when you see the steady money coming through, you see this. But I mean, money changes things. It's one thing to get that. No, hold on. Let me finish. It's one thing to get that money. It's another thing to keep that money. And when you want to fund this matter, fund this Destiny, that shit's expensive.
But here's the thing.
And I don't know, Bungie's gonna willingly be like, you know, at that point, it's like if you put a line in the sand, are you willing to cross that line for just anything? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the fact that you outside talking the way they talking shows me that that's where their position is at, and they understand the repercussions. Because this to me, but they've done this when they were already under the control of Activision, and they say, "Yeah, we don't care what you talking about." You know what I'm saying? We believe in our product. We willing to stand on any square. They've shown
but they didn't sell themselves to Activision. It was a partnership.
Yeah, but they was able to get out of a deal that nobody thought they could get out of.
Yeah. We thought they was locked up.
I thought they was going away.
I gotta see it. I gotta see what happens and how they move after the deal's done. I'm with you guys. I feel like Bungie have been very vocal, and Bungie will most likely continue to be Bungie.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if when that money starts hitting and they can fund the games that they want to fund, if that management starts thinking differently.
Yeah, we gotta see.
I think honestly,
we gotta get solved.
If they was to say, you know what, we don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like your house. We don't like what's going on over there. And you know what? It's certain portions in this contract is ours. This money is ours. We good. You paid ahead of time. You know, we good on this part.
Certain money is ours.
There's other people out there that were interested and it were to be on the market again. You know, my man might slide in their DMs and be like, "Hey, boo boo."
Here come Phil.
It's like I said. I got to see how Bungie interacts with the type of money Sony has. Look, we always clown saying Sony is this, Sony broke that, but Sony got money. And I'm curious to see.
Spend it all in the club they broke.
I'm personally curious to see exactly how Sony interacts with them, and how once that funding starts getting funneled through there, now they got to worry about, you know, are they going to make this quota? Are they going to make that quota? I'm curious how much pushback Bungie will realistically give to the people giving them the check.
The Sony fans in the room are saying that we are wishing for this deal to go back.
Oh, no. Just the same way that y'all wishing for Activision not to happen. You don't hear Activision saying a word. See, Activision is desperately looking for the ring to be put on, and they're quiet as a church bell. Y'all peoples is over there like, listen here, you not gonna tell me what to do. It's Tuesday, and I go out for tacos.
I thought that was the hand. I thought it was the hand. King, I thought it was a hand gesture. Listen here.
No, when he did the neck with the email.
Don't let me snatch you.
Yo, this guy got it, man. Whatever side you on, this
act up.
this is hilarious. So we did not get your thoughts on this. So.
We outside.
Give us your thoughts, Saul.
Bungie.
Uh-oh.
Bungie is the
Something
J-Lo of the game. and I see a third divorce incoming.
Oh, you see the divorce?
I
see it happening, right?
I see it happening. Right? They're gonna get past this little bump.
She gonna
in
go
the
back
road.
with
They're
better?
gonna get
That's
back.
if it even happens. Like at this point, like it.
No,
might
it's gonna
be-
happen. They're gonna convince
premium
themselves
entertainment.
that
Put
it's
that
gonna
like-
work, right?
Uh-huh.
And then this is gonna happen again. It's gonna keep happening again. You're gonna keep trying to muzzle. You're gonna
And
keep
then
trying
where
to
does that lead you? Back home with us.
right back home.
Jenny from the block, though?
Yes.
Yeah, Jenny from the block, baby. Like, divorce 3 incoming. Listen, straight up, this ain't gonna work. Like, it's just not gonna work. Like, Bungie is of the sort that they made it clear. They're not gonna tell us what to do. And at some point, Sony has to draw the line and say, this is our message.
Yeah.
This is if
That's what
you're
Attic said.
under our umbrella.
Yep.
This is our messaging.
I paid for all this.
You can't just go all willy-nilly and be like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like, yo, I'm gonna use this as an example.
Let's
right?
go.
Remember when IGN, when they went and they took a stance on I believe it was I forgot exactly what it was. I think it was Israel. Yeah, they took a stance on a genocide subject or whatever. They took a stance, and the problem was that they thought they had the right, or maybe they knew and they tried to push the envelope. They thought they had the right to take what they felt maybe as a group, as an editorial group or whatever. They thought they had the right to dictate what the owners at IGN believe or choose to believe or choose to put out on their website that they own, that you work for. At the end of the day, you know what happened? There was a whole big to-do about that. They were big. At the end of the day, what happened to that? Quiet. Nothing. Because you can't do it. It's not your company. You cannot at the end of the day just say what you feel like saying under this umbrella, which is why but the thing is, Bungie will do that. And eventually it's going to be too much and the divorce is going to happen. I'm just going to tell you right now, the divorce is going to happen again. Bungie's going to realize that they only function by themselves.
Say, welcome to Happy Burger, where you can have it your way, but just don't get crazy.
Listen, but here's the thing. I gotta solve this. But Saul, they don't have a wedding date yet. They were in the courting and engagement phase.
They're gonna look at all the positives of this union, and they're gonna convince themselves that it's for the greater good. It's gonna happen. We're gonna work this out. And when you convince yourself you're gonna work something out that you know is a problem at its core, it's just not. All you're doing is prolonging the inevitable. That's all you're doing.
Why can't? All right, because the chat is attacking us. So let me flip this. So why can't it be? You know how you marriage, all right, you right for me, I'm right for you. You know what I'm saying, Attic? You know how it is dating, and then you had that first big fight. You be like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? You don't be leaving the toilet seat up, you be acting up, you be doing all type of craziness, right? And it's that first fight. And sometimes it take that first fight to be like, okay, you know what? We can't cross the line here with that, but everything else is good. And then we can move forward. What if this is that teaching moment and it gets them closer to the relationship?
When you have two entities that both believe themselves to be alphas, it ain't happening. It ain't happening because Bungie out here somehow finagling these deals that no other company of their size can do.
Boss level. We keep the game. They multiply.
Right. So they're not lacking in self-confidence. Like they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, they're going to continue to believe that this is okay until it ain't. Until Jim is like,
so they just an open relationship company. That's just what we do.
You know why I believe Solvin's onto something and it may not work? It's because they starting to infect the other people that was in line. You understand? Like when you start to infect the other people that was like, yeah, I'm down with that. What you said? He did what? Oh, me too.
I don't know.
Oh,
personally, I feel
once it start happening, and then you start changing the mindset, we have never heard. This is the best part about this, right? Usually Sony is buttoned up quiet. We don't hear nothing over there, right? Now we just heard about an email from the lead dude. Who started the rumor? Like, who? I got an email from you know who.
Yo, KSLD says Saab just called Bungie Jada.
Yo! Entanglements abound.
Oh man, okay, Addict, finish your point, man. We gotta move on. Get out of here.
I personally feel like what we're probably going to see is either Bungie is going to leave early, or like maybe within a year and a half, or they're gonna stay long enough to where it's just how it is. Oh, you know, Sony, they might not let me speak on issues, but they make sure I'm good. I got a roof over my head. I got plenty of money to eat. Like,
so Pete, you gonna say Pete gonna take that shut up money?
I don't.
I you know, people do it all the time. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, look, at the end of the day, we might talk about all this, you know, all this extra stuff that Bungie does do behind closed doors. But at the end of the day, none of that keeps the light on. And they wouldn't have sold to Sony if they weren't some way financially not able to move the way they wanted to. But, and when you can formally move the way you want to, sooner or later you're gonna get in line. Like,
Addict. All right, let's say this, right? Let's say you saying, you know, I'm single unless the right situation come around, right? And you know, you're financially stable, you're good, you don't need anything. I'm single unless the right situation come around. And then some girl comes up and she got everything together, she got all that stuff, and then she tell you, and you can do whatever you want to do. You said, excuse you? It's an open relationship, but you're gonna pay for this, that, and the third, and everything good. Yeah, you can continue doing everything that you want to do. I'm just gonna give you some money. I'm just gonna give you some money. Who the hell gonna say no? Like I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes, please. Let me get to that.
We have to see what this actually entails to. All we know is that Bungie has the last say in a lot of the issues. But like I said, when you start funneling that money back and forth, people at Bungie can easily be like, we need that now. Like it doesn't take much to put your own people in place. For all we know, in the next couple of years, people at Sony start replacing the people at Bungie. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Highly disagree because we had Hogue on. And Hogue talked about this deal. He said structurally it is set up where they can't replace stakeholders. Everything has to be intact. Like they've even
don't got to replace a stakeholder to corrupt them.
They have literally said, if the CEO is coming out now and saying that, to me, you already understand the risks involved. I'm not saying that they can't get in line and eventually they have some type of argument. And I'm not saying it's definitely gonna fall apart. All I'm saying is that they are maneuvering and structuring deals with partnerships in ways that are unheard of for a game company, in my opinion. So it is gonna be interesting to chart. I don't know how this is gonna play out. My gut right now says it is too advantageous for both of them to make this work. Sony needs this too. Sony needs live service games. Bungie has leverage. You know what I'm saying? They realize what's going on. So I do think if now's the time to fight, you fight now.
I do.
And you see where it's at. You're good.
Yeah. I do feel like Sony has more leverage than Bungie, because Bungie could have did it to anyone. Why Sony?
Bungie could have did what to anyone.
But Bungie took money from Tencent. Like, Bungie had
because it makes sense.
Money, but because
it's a perfect marriage. They got Bungie feels the Destiny IP can go everywhere, and these guys have the movie industry. They're seeing the Spider-Man stuff. They're seeing the lights, the glitz and glamours, and then one is seeing the other side. Like, yo, we don't really have multiplayer live service games. We don't really know how to do that as well from a first party standpoint. Could you help train? Like, this deal is different. It's not just we're taking Destiny and that's it. We're taking you and your expertise to help us develop these type of games we don't really know how to do. That's a big undertaking.
That's where I double stand on that, because it's like when you want all these avenues, you want to be in the movies, you want to be in all these different forms of entertainment, and you have someone that is in these forms of entertainment can help you do them. That's why I still feel like Sony has the most leverage here, because they get way more out of this than Bungie does. But like Bungie they get funding. Sony gets to pretty much do they get the marketing rights to Destiny from here on out. They can do pretty much,
right. But they don't own the IP, and the IP goes everywhere, which is unheard of. Which is unheard of an acquisition. They're telling them in all future games. Not only do you got that, I mean, we're all seeing that future games going to be multiplayer. That is unheard of.
I mean, it's probably going to happen with Activision too. Like, it's just like my thing is when it comes to this is, I got to see what happens when the seal is inked, when everything's dropped.
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's
I get
what
that.
I
get that. And to me, them acting up now is a clear indicator they are not Bungie.
Yeah.
That is a clear indicator because if you don't want to ruffle feathers, if you're scared, you be like, yo, shut up.
You trying to protect?
Yeah, like yo, why you, Dylan? Will you be quiet? You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see. I understand your point though. You just want to see once the ink is dry if the energy is the same. I know where you at.
Because you said nothing like this has happened before. I'm expecting a butt somewhere. So like, until I don't see that butt somewhere. I'm assuming there's some alternative motive that the public don't know yet.
To me, the way they structure deals is unheard of. They move different. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays. It's a fun one.
Bungie hired Saul Goodman.
So good. Yeah, I saw the chat. Yo, we gonna monitor this, y'all. This is a fun one. Solve is had to step away, so I will do the poll while we get. And you see, Addict, if you can queue up the super chats while I don't know how long Solve's gonna go. Yeah. Well, I'll do the poll.
I don't even know the last one he did.
Yeah, we gotta hopefully get. If not, I'll have to jump in there and help. But let's get this LOGNET ILP poll with the Series S outselling the PS5 for 1 week in Japan. Do you think the Series S generation of consoles, including the Series X, will outpace all other generation of Xbox consoles before it? The choices are A, Series S will easily beat Xbox One in Japan, but not OG Xbox or 360. B, Series S will surpass every Xbox One and Xbox OG, but not 360. Series S generation consoles will be the eventual leader of all previous Xbox consoles before it. Or D, I don't care. Lil Man is outside in these streets and Nintendo Switch is next. Don't call it a comeback. That's the King section. Please rock the ILP vote when it goes up. Go check that out. Yes, Flame, we know you vote D every time. We know. So let's get the. So I don't know if you're back with the super chats and get up on out of here.
Hold on a second. Let me get these real quick. So funny. Let me see. Let me roll back a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, and real quick, on the Gaming Addict channel, I'll put the link in the chat. I'm gonna be doing stuff a lot different over there. I'm gonna be real with you guys. The news wants me to off myself, so I ain't trying to do that kind of content anymore. Like I'll still do it, but it's just like I gotta do what's. It's just that the news has always worked out for me because everything always interested me, but now nothing interests me in the news anymore. So I gotta move that over. So I'm gonna be probably doing a lot more live streams over there, maybe some Let's Plays. Just gonna experiment a little bit, find out what's enjoyable for me to do. So I'll put that in the chat. You guys go over there. I don't know how many of you are following me on my actual YouTube channel, Gaming Addict, but definitely look into that in the next couple days. I'll probably post something there.
No doubt. Salute the Addict in the Addict show in the direction. Go support. So are we ready to rock?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Hold on a second. THX 1138, $5 super chat. Insomniacs Games is also on a standoff on social media about personal rights with Sony HQ. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's rebelling.
King is on trying to start it up.
And I agree with I agree with King. But Bungie has probably started a lot of that. And if it wasn't there, people were thinking it, and now people are saying it.
As soon as you was vocal, they was like, me too.
Then we got Hargeet City, $5. I guess King already read this. Sony can't really tell Bungie do anything as the acquisition is not complete. Still has to pass regulatory approval.
Yes, that's true. Shout out to Hargeet.
Then we have Alex Escorza, member for 10 months. Thank you, sir. Bungie don't want to be muzzled like they try to do with Marty O'Donnell. I think they just settled with Marty O'Donnell finally.
Yeah, they did settle with Marty. Finally, that was dope.
Then we got Lord Metroid, $2 super chat. Bungie and Sony on Novelas Telemundo, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yo.
Then we got Double Ray, $2 super chat. I appreciate how you guys handled such a tough topic. Yeah, just fun and games here, man.
It's all jokes, 100% jokes.
We've always used our platform to get away from all the extra stuff that's going on in the world.
Salute. And I'll be a addict was talking about like, how is this topic gonna go? And
I'm here for the haha.
Yeah, I know, I get it. I get it.
See? Clown nose, bam, bam.
Yeah, there's serious discussions to be had, but it's not
here.
There's other outlets. And,
Yes.
and plus, it's like, we a gaming podcast. Like, we're not political. We're like none of that. So.
Salute.
Yeah. And we got Hargeet Chini, $10 super chat. This relationship, in quotes, is going to be more tumultuous. Bungie with 2 American companies didn't work. A Japanese one, good luck. Sav, you're probably right. This isn't going to last. May not even be bought. I think the purchase happens. I think it goes through.
They want their money.
Cooler heads gonna prevail.
You just gotta have that first fight. You gotta have that first fight.
Until they don't.
Yeah.
Until they don't.
She gotta act up in the restaurant one time, and then y'all have to that public joint. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that one joint.
Sitting there, y'all in the restaurant. You hear? I know you ain't just say that.
Yo, it's a wrap after that.
Yo, that's the argument, son.
Irreconcilable differences.
Who do you think you talking to?
Oh, don't let you get there. Who you think you talking to? Don't know that one, King.
They look over there. That's how you at your table. Y'all eat. Shh.
I can't. Let's go.
All right, then we have John Wolf X, $5 super chat. Jim Ryan gonna find out Bungie is like Amber Heard when he finds that dookie on his bed seat.
Yo, stop it, Wolf.
Yeah, that's some of the worst stuff that I found out, boy.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, that was horrifying.
Listen. Don't ever fight with your significant other. Just leave it alone.
Then we got Jean-Marc Louis, $2 super chat. Microsoft is Bungie's first baby daddy, always baby daddy.
Yo, Messi.
Then we got Urban Gorilla, $5 super chat. Shout out to the Lords. Have a blessed day. You as well, sir.
Salute. You already know.
Then we got John Wolf again, $5 super chat. Jim gonna find out. Oh no, that one jumped.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I got that one already. Wait, hold on. This may be different.
Maybe different.
John Wolf. Try to tell her no. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
No, hold on. We got John Wolf again. Okay, I guess he put it.
Yeah, he put it twice. No, yeah, he kind of put it twice. He put a variant on it. It's the same kind of, but he wrote it a different way.
Yeah, try to tell her no. Yeah, when you tell somebody no, you're gonna get those reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Gaming Forte, $5 super chat. Sony saw that big booty on Bungie and was like, that's the woman for me. Rush to put a ring on before living together. That altar could be lonely. And then Gaming Forte once again, $2 super chat. Oh, I forgot. And as always, hey, King Boo Boo.
Hey, Forte. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Oh, my God.
We got one more. Jean-Marc Louis, $2 super chat. Sony trying to turn Bungie into a housewife, and it ain't going to happen.
There you go.
About that, man. She read it straight.
So look, we made it. Salute everybody. Salute to Jeff Grubb pulling up for us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Give us that exclusive Nether Realm
No, he
exclusive.
ain't do none of that.
Another rough.
He didn't do none of
Official
that.
June 12th. Tune in. Get the articles ready so we can see King. And, you know
Write
what
it
I'm saying?
down on this
June
date.
12th
This is
happens.
Yo,
Yeah,
if
that's
it
what
oh, you gonna hear me.
Yeah.
Yo,
Listen, write
if-
it down on this date. This is the day that y'all
June-
found out Cog he can't hear well.
Like if that happened and they actually did buy NetherRealm,
Listen, man.
like King, you might as
He
well
gotta
just
give
like
Phil to me now. It's Phil Dominance.
You can have him. You can act like I'm holding that man.
That's it.
Look, Addict, you don't know me yet. They'll pick up NetherRealm and you just see me come in with a Mortal Kombat suit.
Yeah, trying to front.
Finish him.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, but didn't you just say? Didn't you just say that don't matter?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna have to pull this off and come with the clip.
I could just,
Oh, yeah, you gotta
I
come with
could
the
just see
receipts.
King-
Yes, because he would take it from me. Yes, he would do
I
that.
can see
Yes.
King showing up and he's like, I said they wouldn't buy it, so they would buy it.
That's right. Finish him. That's all you're gonna hear me say.
Anyway,
podcast.
Lord Addict, where can the fine people find you? What you got going on, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. You can also find me on YouTube at Gaming Addict. Like I said, I'm gonna put the link in the description there. Appreciate Jeff Grubb got on. It's always a fun time with Jeff Grubb.
Yeah,
I will be. I think we're going to, because I know we owe you a stream. So probably we're going to be doing that with Overcooked, because that was on the list that you guys voted for. So we're going to do that. I don't know when. I'll have to talk to them probably after the podcast about a good day to do that.
Saturdays for me.
Yeah, so we'll do that eventually. And I appreciate everyone for coming through. We are going. Me and King will probably do. I know some of you asked about the Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange cover.
I'm still interested. Don't be me and King. I'm in it too. Me and King. He's trying to get me. I don't like this slander.
Well, the thing, I don't know if I'll be able to do it next weekend.
Oh, see, just like for the record, I was slandering.
No. Now he just outed you. You didn't hear the part where he said that you could only hang out on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So but didn't you literally just say Saturday?
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm fine with that. I just want King try to push this narrative like it's only two dudes trying to work on this.
No. So I think I said it wrong.
Yeah.
I said Attic and I see it usually first. Right. And then we say, yo.
The nerve of us to wait one day and then see it Saturday.
Like,
God forbid we wait one day to see it on Saturday. We late.
We got straight with the irons hot outside.
Oh my God. Continue, Addict.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that. And I don't know if you guys noticed, some of you might catch on and watch the show, the segment we do on the website called Lord's Minute.
Yes.
It's pretty much just like a writer on the website links up with the Lord and they talk about like certain subjects. We're going to be starting to release some of those on the actual YouTube channel. We're still doing talking over the logistics on it, all of that, but definitely look out for that. We have one up on She-Hulk right now that King King and then King and Prince broke up the the trailer for She-Hulk, so you can definitely go check that out. It's on the channel right now. And just like I said, appreciate everyone coming through. We had up to like 750 almost. It might have been 800. I wasn't paying attention the whole podcast.
Get them likes.
But it was a really good show, man. You know, we got 363 likes from 530 people in here. Hit that like button. Let's get that over 400 likes before the end of the show, man.
Hit that
and
like
King will do cartwheels in his room.
I have never done a cartwheel in my whole life.
There's a first time for everything.
He will break the ceiling in that room. If
first,
he
too tall for that.
Damn sure not doing no cartwheels around none of these statues. And if I catch anybody down here doing cartwheels, we're gonna play the old game. Put them in the casket.
No doubt, Lord. So where can find people find you? What you got going on?
Yeah, man. Nothing going on crazy. You know how that goes. You know how that
date
goes.
pending.
Yeah. Pending next not this week, next week. So finally I'll be able to not live out of a box. And yeah, shout out to Grubb, man. You know, it's so cool to like before, Jeff Grubb coming on was like a humongous thing.
And it's still
and it's like this is where we at now.
Pops too. Like I love that, man. It's so cool that I love that about from where we came from, and that people are willing to take time out their day. Like, yo, let me pull up. I got you. And I love that. Yeah,
when he's packing and moving too, and all kinds of crazy. That's crazy. So
proud of what.
And shout out to y'all for being here, man. We get 800 like on the reg. That is
crazy.
Real.
Also, we got to shout out Hogue Law moving out here.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Hogue Law, man. I'm so proud of him right now. He's doing big things. He's doing this. Obviously, he's got the podcast thing going on, but what he's doing right now, he's killing the game, and it's cool to see. You know what I'm saying? And he just behind the scenes. I don't know if he want this out there, but I just think it's so cool because I'll message him and he'll be like, still like, if you need me for LP, and I'm like, I love the environment that we've built. You know what I'm saying? And people still have that love, and they don't. Their head didn't get different because you know how it is when people get
certain people head did get different.
Yeah, I'm so proud of. So salute Hogue Law, man. That is a beautiful thing, no doubt. I'm sorry, guys. So.
Oh, that's it, man. Yeah, that's a for as intelligent as that man is, that man is the smartest man in the room a lot of the time. He's just a humble dude.
Speaking of moving and shaking out here, I see the legendary hip hop gamer in the building. Yo, God bless Alfie. Miss you, brother. Yo, I'm so proud of you too, brother. Like you want to talk about moving? I gotta talk to hip hop too.
I gotta call him.
Yeah,
I'll probably call you on Monday, Hip.
Bro, I seen you. Every time I see you, it's inspiration. Every time he's always doing something massive. The shout out at PAX was a movie. But
like, made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I was just not used to that level of spotlight. Like that's his shine.
Shoutcaster.
Yeah.
Shoutcaster. Let me just push it to you guys. I'm walking past. I don't like being noticed or anything like that. Yeah. I go in front of hip hop. He's like, "Oh shit, it's Lord Addict." I'm like, "Oh, keep in mind, he's not talking. He's on a microphone."
Yes, for the whole convention.
At me. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Yo, that's him, and I'm just proud of him, bro. He's everywhere he goes. He's doing something humongous. He's with the biggest people in the industry. He's doing things for himself. Salute to him, man. He's an inspiration for us as well. And always, we got to get him back. I feel like we haven't had him on ILP in a minute.
It's been a minute,
yeah. We got to get him back on ILP back. Shout out to Red Infamy. We got to get the king and the queen back.
Have him at the Sony show.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't got one. Next.
Stop it. Stop.
Oh, I got dirty.
Be a mess. You got dirty. You got dirty. You got dirty. You got dirty. I see what you did there. Lord King. Where can the five people find you? What you got going on, sir? Besides being messy.
You can find me not bothering Bungie. Yo, shout out to Jeff Grubb.
Yes.
It's dope. It's dope to see a lot of things that's happening.
Oh, Grubb in the chat. He said he loved to pop in putting free stuff on my curve now. That's that move. I know you get rid of that stuff you don't need.
Yeah, come and get it because we are hoarders. We all are. I got size small shirts that I can't fit, and I'm still holding on to them. Like, I'll get down to that size. Yeah, okay. But respect to everybody that pulled up. It means a lot. It really, really do. And it really means a lot for you guys to show up to Combat Talk with the King.
Yes.
Like, really, it's just something that I said, you know what? I'm watching the fights, and I like to hang out. I want to hang out with you guys and just, come drink, and we talk and have, talk about fights. And that's going to evolve and grow into its own entity. To something else. What's going on?
Jeff Grubb said, I love you boys. I'm in those schmediums. I can't let him right now. We don't need that information.
He putting them on the sidewalk. Shout out to Jeff Grubb. If you looking for the schmediums, they're right there, right here. Oh yeah, in the blue box next to the curb.
Oh yeah, and Jeff, man, when you get the move and everything handled, man, how about you come on the Addict show, man?
Yes, we needed to see that. We definitely need to see that.
Stop pitching yo.
He moving. He moving out here. He moving out here.
Mr. Did it public with Aaron Graber, and I can't do it publicly with
facts.
With Jeff Grubb.
Was it during your time when you was talking?
Okay, and you reminded me. So you're taking more away from your outro than I am.
No, I'm just extending it. We still hungry. Nah. But listen, man. Definitely love each and every last one of you. And even if you don't super chat, understand it's about you being here, spending time with us.
Facts.
And us, having a rapport with you. And I want to say I saw something that was a real heavy subject that is dividing our country all over the place. And it was a company that was taking their stance on their principles and their beliefs, and that's great. But at the same time, I find the comedy in everything, and I just wanted to bring comedy to such a heavy situation. Even though sometimes you can't laugh at everything, but you can't be all serious all the time. So
no, that's a fact.
There's jokes in them for us to have, and we always got to be level-headed and clear. So remember, guys, we play video games, and we're supposed to be a brotherhood, sisterhood, family. So let's keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same thing. Same with me. That's why, like the Series S topic, I see like people were making this a real beef topic, and I'm just like, yo, this is funny. Like, I mean, if we know what's going on, you gotta have some fun with the topics. I love what you did with that. You know what I'm saying? Fun. But yeah, salute to everybody in the chat. Look, we about to do our thing and get up on out of here. Anything else, Addict? Anything else, Saw? We good? We paid the bills? Everything good? No doubt.
Make sure nothing dropped in. Okay, now we good.
Gonna get us. All right, look, everybody.
Bye.
Everybody enjoy your Sunday. We up out of here.
Just to remind the chat, we are having that Xbox prediction on the 5th of next month.
Yes, that is still going down. All right, y'all. Everybody enjoy your Sunday. We out. Bye.